Hello, everybody. Welcome to some Toonkind D&D. My name is Whis, and I am a gremlin, apparently, today is my label. And I'm joined by my fellow gremlins. Introduce yourselves, please.
Hi, I am fellow gremlin, Candlestick. um, I am both excited and fearful for whatever Wiz is plotting for today. I will be playing my little fairy tune, Cassie Trebleclef, she's fine.
I mean, she rolled a nat 20 on that.
completely
So.
okay. No issues with her, absolutely none. She's doing great.
Mm-hmm.
So hello, my name is Dewp Kieran. I'm gonna be playing Lao Vis Blind, and
He's
oh
blind drunk
God,
at the moment.
this man is absolutely plastered. He's shattered. I cannot emphasize enough. So Whis and I basically rolled some con saves before this because this is kind of almost directly after the events of Doc All Care. We suggest you listen to that. Breaks was in there with Doc Madder. It was a fun time.
It was hilarious.
But just to preface, basically, after that, Lao basically said, "Hey, Chifley, we should just go get pissed. We need to go have just have a relaxing drink and not think about things for a bit." And then we rolled con saves to see how well they did. Chifley, what did Chifley roll?
Chifley rolled a 9 on that con save, but Chif is a bit of a lightweight, so he's not passed out, but he's wrecked.
Meanwhile, I look at Lao, and I look at the dice I rolled for him, which was a physical one, and he rolled a nat 1. So it's going to be an interesting time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should probably mention as well, just in case it comes up, for my own character, that this also takes place after Two Truths and a Lie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you may want to A, listen to that beforehand, and B, I believe the angst level for this is medium to high, depending on what comes up. So self-care, please.
Yeah. Well, with that out of the way, I think that Chifley and Lao should roll survival checks at disadvantage to see how easy it is for them to get to Lao's apartment from the pub.
Oh, good.
And it would really help if I rolled it in my dice tray instead of throwing it at my keyboard. Okay. Chip's actually doing okay.
Oh.
What a waste of a nat 20. Oh, dear.
Huh.
You got a dirty 20.
I didn't know that was your survival. Oh my God.
Chip knows exactly where he's doing, even if he's stumbling there.
Okay. And excellent. That's what I thought. Guess what I got? That's what I got again.
Another
nat 1.
Huh? Blitzed.
Good.
Man is blitzed. Ted is lying in its wheelchair, and he's
Are you sure he's not unconscious, and that's why he can't get home?
That might be it. He's just sleeping in his chair. His head's just tilted back.
Yeah.
His mouth is slightly open, and he's just gone. He's gone to the fucking world.
So that's why they've ended up at Lao's apartment rather than trying to get back to Chifley's, even though Chifley's is further away anyway. But he's got Chifley who's completely maggoted, but he's just pushing Lao in his wheelchair. And I think he's probably just giggling the entire time after the number of times that Lao has threatened to push Chifley around in the wheelchair. So you've just got...
Conscious, he doesn't know he's being pushed right now. It's fine.
Yeah, so given his Chief got a dirty 20, even at disadvantage, I reckon he probably navigates fairly well. What time of day is it? I think it was sort of afternoon when they got out of
Yeah.
Doc's clinic. So it's
Yes.
probably late afternoon, early evening sort of thing.
Oh my god. We're the drunk at 5 crew, aren't we?
Uh-huh.
God.
Yeah, we are.
It's 5
Feels
o'clock Sunday,
appropriate.
everyone.
Feels appropriate given what they went through. So
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Okay. So, does the apartment building where Lao lives, it's got a lift or a ramp or stairs? Okay, good.
It has both a lift and stairs.
Okay.
is the lift available at the moment?
You want to roll perception? Because I think
Wowza,
some things have
but-
changed since the last time you were here, buddy.
Oh, okay. Okay. Roll a perception. What do we got? Oh, okay. Is this the day you're going to roll really well, Chef? All right. Actually, I'm going to do it at disadvantage because you're drunk. Ha! Better. That's funny. What's your perception? 4. Okay, so it's still 12. But you know, it makes more sense for him to have trouble seeing stuff while drunk than to roll a 19.
True. Well, stairs are there, and you look around, and there's a corridor to your right, where the lift is at the end, and then there's some stairs on your left, further in, and on the opposite wall to you is the lift, and you can see that the lift seems to have it seems functional, but the doors seem to have been crunched a little on the inside. It's perfectly serviceable. They both open and close, and you see one of the inhabitants just ding, exit and go down. They do not go down the corridor on the right, actually. They kind of exit the elevator, glance to their left down the corridor, and then just speed walk out of the building very quickly.
Oh gosh.
With a 12, we probably don't. Yeah, you're not going to hear what's down there. But don't worry about that. The elevator's free. Lift is free.
It's
Doors will crunch, but
probably
it
a
works.
good thing.
Oh, gosh.
Because
really?
otherwise Chifley would have had to have pushed Lao up the stairs.
I reckon because I think it's funny, Chifley would have but before the elevator comes down with that little ding, he's just sort of sitting at the stairs and just going tink tink tink, pushing Lao into the bottom step before it goes.
I have to roll a con to see if he wakes up. Oh, he rolled a 1. I'm not having him wake up yet. He's just going tink 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 against the bottom of these fucking stairs.
And then the elevator goes ding, and then he'll look over and be like, that would make more sense. And then back up from the stairs and go. He's not even going to bother where the other person went. He's just going to push Lao into the lift, push the button, and
That's
up they
fair.
go.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, you go up to the 3rd floor with a ding. Actually, do you remember what floor Flowers is on? You remember all your history at disadvantage.
Okie
How
dokie.
long does it take you to get to the right fucking floor?
It's a 15 and a 12, so that's a total of 13 because he only has 8 plus 1 to his history.
13. Okay, you hit like the 3rd and 4th floor because you know he's up there somewhere. And it does go up, and you ding, and the 3rd floor opens, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember it. This looks like the corridor. I think you should probably get off here, and then we can always go back on or something.
Yeah, that's
So, yeah,
true.
Please, please tell me he hit every button and was just trying to recognize the floor as it opened.
Yes.
Let me roll an int save.
What did you roll?
That's a nat 1. Yes.
Excellent.
Absolutely pushed every single button. So it's like
Beautiful.
and like I because it's a nat 1, I almost feel like he pushed every floor button and then got out and then back in at every floor and he realized they were the wrong one.
Chifley. Oh god, mate. Okay, yeah. That's how that goes.
But I'm gonna say they eventually get to the right floor. Doesn't Lao have a really funky door for his apartment? It didn't look the same as the other one. Yeah.
compared to the other doors, his door, all the other doors like plain apartment doors, like they have like a number on them, maybe, like it's just like a plain brown door you'd expect to find in an apartment block. But then you see Lao's door, and fuck, that's like a cottage fairy tale door. That's a thick oaken door that you would see, like a little cottage or something in the woods. You wouldn't see this in an apartment building. Um, so yeah, you know which one is Lao's, even drunk. You can't
Yeah.
really mistake that.
Now comes the
Although,
next hurdle for the pair, though. Is the door
open the
locked?
door. Oh, well, funny thing about that. Do you want to try it? What are you
Yes.
gonna do?
He's gonna
Go ahead.
park Lao and then try and turn the handle to get the door open.
Well, good news. Door's open.
Good.
Because fun fact about Lao, he never locks his windows or his door. Don't worry about.
Too high a risk of soul breaking them down.
No, actually, different reason.
Surprised.
I'm
Um,
concerned.
yeah, don't
Okay.
worry, it's fine. But yeah, door's open.
Sweet.
Get in, easy as.
Sweet. He'll swing the door open all the way, then go back behind Lao and just push him into the apartment.
Yeah, you come into the apartment. It's afternoon, so it's not completely dark. And you dimly remember the layout. There's a kitchen on the left, a door, no door, just an archway. There's an archway on the right that you know leads to the big aunt room with like the weird furniture and shit, and the giant glass wall. You don't know what's down the corridor. You haven't gone down there, but yeah, you know that where those two rooms go at least.
Yeah, he's probably gonna go to the kitchen just because he knows where that room is. And like he's been drunk a handful of times and he's got this little thing in the back of his head going, Water is good when you're drunk. I should get water. It's like, okay, kitchen. That's a good start.
Okay, I have a quick question. Are you taking Lao in his wheelchair through this house?
He is attempting to. Do you want me to roll something?
Roll me a dex save at disadvantage, please.
Okie dokie.
Because Lao has a chair for inside his house, which is basically a modified office chair that is far easier to move around
Okay.
compared to the wheelchair. His house is not designed for this wheelchair, it's designed for a different type of chair that is easier for him to get around.
That's a 9.
That is a 9. Bump him into a few walls, and he just kind of mumbles in his sleep a bit as you fucking bump him around. But he does not. Actually, I'm gonna roll a con. Let's see. Are you gonna wake up, buddy? You gonna wake up? You gonna wake up? No, that's a 6. That's a 6. Kind of walks in his sleep, but he's otherwise fine.
Oh dear.
He's fine.
Oh dear.
Fine. Good.
It's alright, he can have his short rest.
Having a little sleepy nap is fine.
Yeah.
He's fine.
So Chif is ungracefully getting Lao to the kitchen, and then is going to. He cannot remember where cups or anything are kept, so he's going to open every cupboard until he finds one. And I'm going to roll him in what do you call it? Investigation at disadvantage. Why is your first one always really good? Okay, that's a 16.
Because they want to tempt fate. They're like, you could have this, but instead you're having this.
What's your investigation plus 1? So that's it. That's a 161.
161. You
I did not
find,
put the plus in there.
find
That's a
many.
7.
Have your pick. 17. You kind of just accidentally like knock open most of the cupboards. Actually, you can roll me a perception if you want, because I fucking.
Alrighty.
No, I'm not gonna roll for this. Yeah, just roll me a perception, because I think I know why this would be so easy
I'm
for
doing
you
it
to
at
find.
disadvantage anyway, because the first one is an 18.
yes,
Oh,
of
okay.
course.
Chifley, stop doing this! That's twice
Chifley,
now where
we
I've been
do.
rolling this at disadvantage, and twice where I've gotten a nat 20 as the second roll when the first one was really high.
Wow.
So that's a 22 in total.
Wow. Yeah, Chifley, you notice you're like trying to find which cupboard it is, but you notice that Lao has some interesting kind of wallpaper. It's like vines and stuff, and he got loads of plants around, like the cabinets and stuff. you notice that the vines on the wall just kind of seem to, and the vines on the ceiling just seem to like become 3D, and just kind of like loop over a cupboard and just slowly open the door for you. You think you might be a little too drunk, but you definitely see this happen. Probably. Or you could be accidentally casting Mage Hand, you just don't know.
He doesn't even know that spell, I don't think.
Oh no, I knew that spell. Neat.
Oh dear, no, he doesn't. Okay, cool. So, Tim's he's just gonna go to, kind of, just a low, not quite a hum, but more of a groan, as he's watching this, it's like, no. He's too drunk for this. So he's just gonna grab a cup and go over to the sink, fill it with water.
Wonderful.
And then I think he's going to have his drink of water, and then he's going to just pour another one in the same cup, and then just go and put it in front of Lao.
Put it in front of Lao? Mm-hmm. I'm afraid to say Lao's still unconscious, mate.
Oh yeah, and he's going to go around and just start poking him after that.
You poke him?
Poke.
Constitution time, baby, let's go.
I feel like
Okay.
Chifley should also roll another Constitution after having the glass of water.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you should.
that's a 10.
But yeah, you feel a bit
Slightly better.
Yeah. As opposed to a 9.
a little bit
He is slightly
less
hydrated.
fog.
Yeah.
Slightly hydrated. Congratulations. Yeah, with a 12, you just kind of see. He's stirring. He's not quite awake, but you just hear like groaning, like, stop. It's not time to get up yet. Go back to the greenhouse. It's not time to be up yet.
The poking intensifies.
The groaning intensifies. Oh, go back to the roof. Yes, you know where you get water. His eyes are still shut. He just absentmindedly reaches out a very limp hand and just slaps his arm when he thinks your hand is poking. His reaction time is always just a bit too short to catch you.
Yeah, I think Chifley's gonna chuckle a little bit, and then there's just this soft wheeze of, I don't know how to get onto the roof, and he'll just keep poking.
God, Lao, what the fuck should I roll for you?
Maybe a
I'm gonna roll a
history.
history. Yeah, let's see how well you do for disadvantage though. Okay. Did you get lower? No, but I mean it's still not awful. That is in fact a 12 again. He just kind of just goes, no, wait, soul doesn't talk. What the fuck? Who the fuck are you? And he just opens his eyes and looks over, and his eyes are just. His pupils are usually just like black, but they're faded out and they're a little bit wobbly, and his head's just kind of lolling a little bit in small circles as he looks at you. He's like, "Oh, right, yes, we're chiffin." It's just yes, we went. We had a drink, I think. I don't, and he just puts his head back. He's just going.
And it's just going to be that I don't know if this will come through the mic or not, but that noise.
Yes, I heard that.
I did too.
About a ceramic cup on the tabletop.
I just kind of blinks and then just looks down at the mug, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to roll sleight of hand at disadvantage dex save at disadvantage because he's still so goddamn buggered. Right, okay, I need a flat surface for this. You guys are not working with me here. Okay. And then... Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Okay.
Oh dear.
Now just kind of squints and he just thumps on the table, like next to the glass, and he just kind of scoots the glass closer to the edge, like cat unintentionally trying to actually knock off a glass. It's just like, I can't fuck's sake, why the fuck is it just muttering under his breath a numerous amount of swears as he just slowly pushes this glass closer to the edge. Just like, for fuck's sake, just why is the fucking glass moving? Chifley, stop moving the fucking glass.
Chifley's just gonna break into very small giggles. I'm not.
Why can't I get the fucking glass, Chifley? Stop. Just slap.
I'm gonna roll a dex save for Chif now.
A little closer to the edge.
I'm gonna roll a dex save for Chif now, trying to catch Lao's hand to be able to put it on the cup.
Go ahead.
I'm doing it at a disadvantage because that is my third nat 20 of the day.
The dice say Chifley rolls well.
Apparently. Okay, that is
Okay.
I'm gonna use your normal dex rather than your save, which makes that a 14.
Okay. Oh, Lao's slizzard. He ain't gonna dodge that.
Chip's just gonna take a few swipes and then catch Lao's hand and then plop it on the mug.
Lao's hands on the mug. He blinks. He looks up at you blearily and he says, "Thank you for not moving the glass anymore, Chifley." And he just pulls it over towards him, picks it up, and I've got to roll a dex save to see if he can get this in his fucking mouth. Go on, lad. Well, can you do worse? Well, okay. Not awful. He definitely slops some down the front of himself because he's trying to I'll tell you what happens actually. He doesn't open his mouth and then stick the top of his beak in and tip it back. He puts his whole beak in the mug and then just tips it back. And he does drink some of the water, but most of it just kind of goes down the front of his beak. And he's just kind of
Does that
tips
wash
it
his
back
outline off?
regularly.
Does that wash his outline off? Or is it waterproof?
No, actually.
Okay.
Surprisingly, no. The water doesn't... No, the water doesn't actually go... It soaks into his blanket, but it doesn't actually... It doesn't actually drip down. It goes over his outline and then where his beak is, and then it just drips directly onto the blanket on his lap. He's not wearing a sari today.
Mm-hmm.
But he just kind of lifts that up and pops it on the table and he says, that was a very, very good and clever idea, Chifley. That was very intelligent of you. And he just nods very slowly. It's you can't see me, but his eyes are half lidded, and he's just waving one finger in the air at you as he nods that was a very smart thing for you to do.
So Chifley just sort of smiles and gives a bit of a thumbs up, and then he's gonna fold his arms on the tabletop and just sort of rest his head on them like a pillow. And I'm gonna roll one last con save for him. Can you do worse? No, apparently not. So that's a 4. Boy's asleep.
Okay, I need to do something before you do that, because Val's just gonna look at that. Okay, cool. Val, actually, I'm gonna roll with disadvantage, because... Okay, cool. Val reaches under his blanket and he just kind of absentmindedly ruffles around, and he just kind of thwaps out something, and just pulls it out and pops it on top of Chifley's head. For those of you listening, you remember that blanket that Chifley gave back to him after the appointment?
Mm-hmm.
Lals just popped it on his head. Over his head. Chifley, you're knocked out unconscious and there's a blanket on your head. Congratulations.
I'm almost thinking like he laid his head down and he wasn't quite asleep, but then Lao put the blanket on. It's like, oh, it's dark. It's nighttime.
Oh, the horse effect, yes. Chifley is a horse confirmed.
Oh dear. How's Cassie
Anyway,
doing?
yeah, sorry, we spent 20 minutes getting these drunk twats home. Cassie, how you doing?
That's fine. It was delightful, honestly. I'm pretty sure you spent longer than 20 minutes getting them home, but is she visiting them tonight or tomorrow?
Well, because their appointment, like Chifley would have told Cassie when they were going to this appointment, even though it took Lau most of the day to find one. So he wasn't expecting to go and get completely wrecked directly afterwards. So he would have organised for her to maybe come over for dinner or something like that, depending on what her relationship with her dad being in their apartment is at the moment. I forgot to ask about that. But maybe if
Yeah, that does raise an interesting question of whether the events of Two Truths and a Lie happened before they went to the appointment or not. So
possibly, yeah. But like if Chifley told Dorian and Missy that he had invited Cassie over for dinner to talk about the doctor thing beforehand, Dorian probably would have been smart enough to, after all of that, go, okay, I'm gonna just get out of Dodge. And so when she shows up, it's just Missy there. What do you think?
yeah. I think it's like Dorian's not gonna leave Missy by herself, but he's I think not he's staying in his room with I'm going to have an early night.
Yeah, fair enough. So Missy is the only one at the Forde Trebleclef apartment when Cassie rocks up to catch up with Chifley, and he's not here.
Oh, do he didn't come back?
No, not yet.
And he went with the bird in
Mr. Lao in the wheelchair. Yeah.
okay. I think and I should roll a hammer space, see if she's because she got Lao's address off one of them probably.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yep. Okay, she pulls it out. It's like, ha. I'm going to I don't know if we're gonna make it for dinner, but I'm going to go to Lao's and see if how Chifley's doing and try and bring him home.
Okay. Be safe. She's gonna get a little wave.
You too. There's a wave back, and then she's not sticking around.
Fair enough. I guess you get to roll a survival then to see how well you navigate to
Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's see. Physical dice. I can roll the physical dice.
You can. The Lord gave you the physical dice.
All right. I need to look up my I need to look up my modifier for that. But I think she finds the apartment just fine. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. I want to see my character sheet.
Give Candle rights. Give Candle rights. They work very hard for those rights, and they can take them away from you, character sheet. They could delete you. They could delete your ass to next year, and you'll never come back.
Yeah.
Nice. Apparently, Cassie's just very good at finding places.
Apparently so. So, the the things that Cassie will notice without having to roll a perception when she arrives at Lau's apartment, the first thing is probably that the door is a funky door. The second thing is that Chifley didn't close it behind him.
Oh, good.
Oh.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Unless the house is going to do it.
Okay. No, that's okay. Right, so what are those rolls?
That might have been a deception.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, anyway, yes, she has
Fine.
gotten to Lao's place, I think, fine.
Yep.
I'm happy to roll a perception if you want to give me information about Lao's place, because I think this is the first time she's been here.
I would do so. I would very much roll a perception. It's depending on what you roll, is depending on what happens next. What have you rolled, sweetie? What have you rolled, sweetie?
Oh, God.
Hello? What she got? Oh.
That one.
Oh, sweetheart. Oh, dear.
I think this
Oh,
makes
dear.
sense, because I don't think she's in the right mindset to be paying attention. She is too busy,
see.
spending her time. Because yes, I did roll a nat 20 for her being okay today, but also she's not really okay, and so she's spending the time removing from her herself and her soundtrack as much evidence of that as she can.
Okay. I have a quick question. If you don't remember this, this is fine. Do you remember if Sol gave you a daisy?
Yes. Sol did. It's part of her flower crown.
Right. Okay then. All right. Okay. So what are you gonna do? You don't see anything.
Apart from the obvious differences between Lau's apartment
Yeah.
and the
Oh yeah, no. You
average.
obviously see there's a giant oaken door compared to the other plain as hell doors. And it's slightly ajar. With a one, you can't see what's inside, man.
No, she can't. But I think just there's a bit of a raised eyebrow at the door being unlocked like that. I don't know if she's feeling wary right now, but I think she will just lightly knock.
I need to roll something. Let's roll a few things actually. Let's roll that again. It's more like it. Okay, that's a 6 on a con save. Now let's roll perception at disadvantage. Goody. And wow. I got a 9 and then a nat 20 on perception. So you're going with the 9. Which will be, in fact, 13 for Lao. Lao wakes up to this dum dum dum, and Cassie, you're just gonna hear a coming from inside. Sounds like someone's dying. It's like someone's dying, Cassie.
Oh good. I think with that, she is probably going to she is probably going to push the door a bit further open. Is like, hello, are you okay?
Coming from your left.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm... Alright. Yeah, she's gonna come in a little bit further and, there's a... It's Cassie. Do you need healing? And she is cast healing word in your direction.
Excellent.
God. I'm just gonna hear it. I don't need to be healed. I need to be 6 foot further down. And he just points downwards at the floor. Oh, I need to be submerged in something that's... I need no light. I need no noise. I need quiet. And I'm gonna roll a whiz save.
Sorry, I'm also, like, just for the fun of it, I am rolling the healing that she did.
Go for it. So he kind of just like, he goes to lift up his hand and then he just kind of winces and just puts it on his head instead. He's just like, why did I drink Toon alcohol? I shouldn't have been Toon alcohol. I should have had my own. For fuck's sake, I thought it was very good though. Oh, it was really, really good. And he's just tilting. His forehead is now just tonked on the table and it's just lolling from side to side. He turns it to look at you, Cassie, and it's just like, what? Who are you? Why are you here? Well, you're not strung up, so you should be fine. And he's just kind of lean back in his chair.
That's 10 points of healing, by the way.
Okay, probably takes the edge off the hangover, if nothing else.
Yeah, okay, there's just a little wave and, I'm Cassie. I'm Chifley's cousin. I'm looking for Chifley. Did she see Chif? No, he's got a blanket over her head and she rolled a nat 1 on perception. So.
See a weird shape across from Lao. You don't know what the hell that thing is.
I will get you both to roll a perception at this point, though.
Good. That's better.
Just a second. Perception, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Lao. Beautiful. Absolutely darling. Not the only one rolling that ones. His mind is completely inside his own head at the minute.
Fair enough.
Can barely focus on you, Cassie.
Okay. Great. Stunning. You can't tell that it's Chifley under that blanket because he is completely covered. Actually, no, he's not completely covered. You could probably lean and recognize his, his normal pants and boots and whatever. But it's kind of cold in here. Like, not stupid cold, like not in a walk-in freezer kind of cold, but like, maybe 15 degrees kind of cold.
Really? Chilly for you, for England, that's balmy.
Celsius.
I'm wondering. I'm wondering whether I should roll something for Cassie to see how she's handling the cold.
Depends on what she's wearing.
Yes.
Because it's March, so the snow has all melted around Toontown, and it is starting to warm up. But
True. In that case, she's probably not dressed in her usual crop top.
Yeah.
And short sleeve jacket. She's probably got bundled up a little bit more than that. So I think just like, it's cold in here. I mean, maybe someone left the window open. Maybe this is just how Lao likes his apartment. She doesn't know.
Yeah.
I think she's more
This
concerned
apartment
about
exposed to the elements.
I think she's more concerned about. Actually, I should roll an intelligence, see if she's worked out that they're drunk.
I mean, he was just talking about alcohol, so.
That'll be enough.
Yeah, I think that's enough. She's put it together.
Yeah. That's a
She's-
12. Come on, man.
She doesn't know what to do with this information, but she has it.
Yeah, you're just gonna see Lao kind of tilt his head at you and squint again as his head's now lolling back against his wheelchair, and he's just gonna. Did you want a cup of tea or something? I could really use some kind of tea. It's just, you will notice to your left, but behind Lao, there is a window, shining in. It's not a super bright morning, but it's kind of like that crisp light in the morning, if you make sense. Like it's like the crisp winter light. Coming through.
Because
And
it's dinner time.
I'm not
Yeah.
paying attention. I'm not paying attention. My brain is dumb.
No, leave it like
Remember
that.
they
That's
were
spooky.
drunk before 5 crew?
Oh yeah, they were. I think I'm the drunk one today. Sorry, guys. But yes, okay. No, it's dinner time. So, it is still light out though, to a degree. And it's just you just see Lau kind of squinting and turning around, and he's gonna just go and make tea. 'Cause fuck, he needs his hangover tea like a stat.
I think Cassie would be, oh, I can help. I can make tea. And she's just like,
No, it's fine. You're fine. Just, and I'm just gonna roll a quick history because you're gonna remember this, buddy. Yes, you are. You are. You do remember that you do in fact have a drunken friend in your room, that may need to be poked at. He just kind of waves a hand over his shoulder and jerks a thumb and says, "Just check on Chifley, I think. I don't know how I got home last night. I think Chifley got me home, but they're just make sure he's not dead." It's just...
I think there's a little bit of that sweat drop, like the it's still tonight.
He thinks it's tomorrow. Don't at him.
Just the well, I mean, if you're sure, but I can make the tea since you are both drunk.
He's gonna wave a hand. He's like, no, you don't know what anything is, and if you touch something and you break it, I'll be pissed. So just pick up that one and I'll make tea. I'm gonna roll tea time.
Would you like to roll a perception as well while you're there? And should I roll anything for Cassie going to investigate Chifley?
No, I don't think so. Does
And
Lao need
perception.
to roll against the inconvenience of being in his wheelchair in his kitchen rather than in his more portable chair?
Absolutely does. Well, the thing is, he rolled a 16 and then he rolled a 15. Oh, right, a dex save, yeah. So that was just to make the tea. This is to see how well he gets to the damn counter.
So that was for the tea?
To make tea was a 21. To get to the counter was a 7. So he probably bangs himself around in the kitchen. He's like, oh, for fuck. Oh, where the fuck am I in my chair? You didn't take me out of my fucking chair, for fuck's sake. He's just gonna mutter himself in variations of Orcish and Dwarvish as he tries to move around his kitchen. And now you said a perception, didn't you?
Either a perception or an insight.
Insight, that's better. Ooh. Very nice, Lao. Let's add a... Yeah, let's put that in there. It's 23.
Cool.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah. At your at the I don't want you in the kitchen because you might break something. Her wings had sort of flared up in anger for a moment before dropping back down very fast. In like I like self-consciousness uh and stuff, and
He touched on a nerve.
you also
Like, Lao
um
doesn't do that. No, Lau's just so, like, he's so, like, he doesn't like to
Inoffensive.
touch on nerves at all, does he? He'd never do that.
and then once that sort of like you catch that, and then you also notice when the wings go back down that yeah, she's not um as like bubbly as the last time you saw her, and that she is putting on a front at the moment, and you've noticed that because of that brief lapse um of character, like the anger back to the everything is fine.
Mm. Okay. Can squint at that. He's gonna... I don't know. He's just gonna go back to making tea, and I'm gonna roll a sleight of hand. Oh dear. Oh, well, I mean, you can roll a perception if you want.
Okay.
Um, yeah, no, roll a perception if you want, and then I've got to roll this, actually, to see how well he actually... Yeah, okay. Roll thought. Yeah, you see this. You see him very subtly try to reach under his blanket and pull something out, but he's not incredibly subtle. He is still a little wibbly drunk. And he pulls out a little flask of something you don't know. And he just kind of pops the top, puts a little something in his tea, and then pops the top back on, puts it on his lap, takes one of the mugs, holds the other one out to you, and says, "Yeah, take this. I'm just gonna..." And he just tilts the other mug back and just kind of drains it in one go, clunks it back on the counter, puts the tea leaves he used back in and fills it back up again.
Oh, oh,
I mean, I feel that.
Lao.
Look, it's fine.
I've had that kind of day. Dear.
Yeah, she's not gonna comment on that. She's gonna take the mug and I think probably flutter over to where the lump that is Chifley is, put the mug down in front, and just gentle sort of like shoulder shake.
There's going to be a bit of a shift and a grunt, and you can kind of see his vague shape underneath that blanket, and you can kind of see him sort of lift his head and roll, like half roll over and face the other way at your shaking. And I would like you to do another perception check, please.
Oh, good. All right.
Lao is not going to roll perception because he's busy making himself another cup of tea, and he's making sure this is deep and bitter this time.
Fair enough. With the 18, you put your
She has
hand
um,
big eyes for seeing.
So there's this blanket that's on top of Chifley. That's the smoky blanket, isn't it, Dewp?
Is.
Okay. Is that a super thick blanket, or is it more of a thinner sort of
No,
one?
it's actually threadbare. Like, it looks like it's been stitched together like multiple times. It's more... It's so faded out, like the stitching is worn smooth with the rest of the blanket. So even though it's like a patchwork blanket, you can barely feel the stitching because it just feels like one whole blanket with how old it is.
Okay. Well, that being the case, when you put your hands on Chifley, it's as if that blanket was a bed, like a cotton bed sheet over a block of ice. He is ice cold.
Oh,
Oh. She's that's concerning. I think she'll call out. How was Chifley before now? Was he cold?
cold.
And
That's... Go ahead.
no, that was all.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say something. Laos just kind of squints his eyes furrow, and he's just like, "What do you mean by cold? Like chilly? Like, I mean, he has his jacket on, but honestly, I think he needs a thicker jacket or something because he just goes out with the same stupid jacket all the time, and he needs to get better clothes, Chifley. You need to get better clothes." And he's just lolling his head over and wiggling a finger at the lump that is Chifley.
Yeah, I think Cassie's just gonna like purse her lips and gonna take that as a no. Can she roll a medicine?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is not something I've rolled on you before.
Hmm.
Oh, that's not bad.
$16. Okay. Are you going to be doing this medical appraisal while he's still covered in the blanket? Or are you going to, like, pull it back?
She's starting by doing it with the blanket still on because she doesn't want to move him just yet, but she will pull it back if she thinks that it's not going to like sometimes you're not supposed to move people if they might be injured, and if she's like, okay, I think they're fine, and then she's gonna do it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So the pre-blanket moving Chifley, you know that he's had a lot of trouble sleeping lately, and you can tell just by how he's breathing, that he's sleeping better slumped over this table than he has over the last couple of months. He seems comfortable enough, possibly because he's very drunk. But he's, as far as you can tell with the blanket still over his head, he seems okay.
Well, that part is at least a relief, but she is still concerned about him being that cold, and so yeah, I think she's gonna pull the blanket down.
Okay. You pull the blanket down off Chifley's head, and there he is. His head is facing in the opposite direction to you because he rolled over. But he has a blush on his cheeks, you know, that anime I am drunk blush. The tabletop is covered in a thick layer of frost, which is spreading.
Oh no, the tea.
And the blanket
Yeah, I
has
think
some frost on it as well. It's like it got left outside and then the dew fell and then it froze.
Well, continue.
Yes, I know. Tee-hee, you're very funny.
I am very funny.
Yeah. She's just gonna call out, Lao.
And Lao's just gonna... he's not gonna look away from his tea, he's just looking at it steep, and he's just gonna call out, "Yes, what?"
I think Chifley's freezing the table.
At that, he's just gonna pause. And then he's just slowly gonna turn around his chair and look over his shoulder at Chifley. Down at the table. He's just gonna...
Actually,
Hey.
sorry to cut you off. I will just say from before, Cassie is going to touch Chifley without the blanket.
Oh yeah.
With the back of her hand.
He is very, very cold. Like, even more cold than with the blanket, and that was already pretty dang cold.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna touch it for long.
But, based on his
Anyway, sorry,
expression,
dude. Keep
he
going.
seems very, very comfortable.
Okay. Lao's just gonna... He's gonna look back over his shoulder at Chifley. Then at the table, which has frost in it, and at Chifley, who seems perfectly... Actually, I'm gonna roll a medicine check for Lao, because he doesn't know that Chifley's fine. He doesn't know Chifley's fine. He's drunk. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, mate. You got a 3 on your medicine check. Well, actually, it's a +4, so that's a 7. But still, it's just eyes furrowed. Looks at the table, looks at Chifley, and you see him kind of lift the flask, hold it out to you, Cassie, and he's not looking away from Chifley. He says, "See. On one hand, I may in fact be too drunk for this. On the other hand, I think I'm the only person here that actually can help with whatever the fuck this is." And he just holds the flask out to you and says, "Keep this on standby, I might need it."
Yep. She's been sort of like holding her hands, like, you know, doing the little like fingers between each hand when you're not sure what to do with them.
Yeah.
And then just like a nod and darts over and takes the mug. And I think she does. He seems okay. It like he was okay. It just sleeping well. Better than I know he has been. And nothing seems to be wrong. Just very very cold. Be careful. Yeah. Don't touch him.
Al just kind of nods and he says, "Oh, the amount of alcohol I put in him, I should bloody hope he's passed out. And considering we got rid of the fucking parasite, it should be, well, maybe it's a, And he kind of barrows his brows and looks at Chifley and squints and says, "I hope this isn't some sort of artifact of the parasite. If it is, I'm gonna kill that fucking dog manor." And he's just gonna, roll over and he's like, I'm gonna roll a quick, thing. Give me a second. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Oh, damn, oh, damn, oh, damn. Okay. This is a good thing for him to roll. This is 26 in a history check. He remembers, oh, shit. In medical care, he kind of straightens up and his eyes widen and he's like, wait, I think I might know what this... Right, okay. And he's just gonna make his way over as best he can to Chifley. He will probably knock a chair out of the way and just like a noise to get over. And he's just like, "Right, okay, so Chifley is asleep. He doesn't think he's asleep. I can't. When you checked him, what you think he's all right? You said."
Yeah, Cassie has been following like Lao, probably like very very close behind, like just like step for wheelchair motion. And she probably goes, "You do? What? And then as the follow-up question, which I have completely blanked on already. What did you just say?
Pat you. I pat you. What did I just say?
The
Yeah.
question to Cassie was, you said that you think he's okay.
Oh, he didn't finish that. Yeah.
So, and she's like, I think so. He, uh, everything I could check, seemed normal, other than the cold.
He's just gonna nod at that. Do you want me to roll another medicine check now that he's up close, or
You're
rather me
welcome
roll
to.
something else?
You can, yeah.
See what you got. Well. 6. That's worse than before. I think he's thinking back to what happened in medical care, and he's just, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Did we give him like brain frost, but brain freeze to the max? What the fuck? What the fuck? What have we done here?
Probably doesn't help that Cassie is. Do you know what happened? Is he okay?
Lao's
What
just gonna kind of.
what do you mean there was a parasite? Yeah.
Lao's just gonna freeze, and he's like, oh yeah, he didn't tell. Oh shit. He's gonna just. Ah, right, okay. I don't know how much I can actually say considering it is patient doctor confidentiality. I was there as moral support. Uh, but essentially your cousin had an issue up here, and he taps the side of his head. And we went to a doctor, and it's sorted now. It's fine. It's gone. He's no longer in any sort of no issues there anymore. There's a bloody not be any issues anymore. But I have a feeling I know what this might be. He's not gonna say what this might be. He's not gonna. He's not gonna implicate himself in any way.
Fair. I need to roll.
Needs to roll. Mm-hmm. What's that roll? Oh, so 10.
Her wings are being extremely expressive right now. As you are explaining things, yeah, her wings and her face are going on a very expressive journey, even though she is trying not to. Uh, she's trying to be professional. She's trying to be calm. She's not doing a great job of it.
Gosh. Oh gosh, Lao's gonna see this and he's gonna look back at Chifley and look back at her and just it's we'll figure this out, it'll be fine, and if there's nothing I can do or you can do, then I'll just have to go and find Doc Matter and make him deal with it and fix him, and if he can't do anything, then we will find a way. And he just tries very hard to be comforting, but he is unfortunately still very blitzed.
Yeah.
Even
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think anything he said there was comforting in the slightest.
oh no, oh no, absolutely not. He's bad at comforting people. You kidding? This man be a comfort? No, 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 no. But he's just gonna kind of look back at Chifley and he's gonna cast Identify.
Okay.
So he does have Chifley. And he's gonna reach out and just gently like touch Chifley on the hand. And as he does, you're gonna see like Cassie, you're gonna see his outline shiver, and you're gonna see like some of his hand is like some of the outline on his hand is just gonna leak out of one of his fingers, and one of his fingers starts to slowly dissolve as it turns from a finger into a ring of some kind of smoky substance that circles around Chifley's wrist. And so basically on a creature, it will basically tell me if there are any spells affecting it.
Okay. Now, if I recall correctly, Lao has done this to Chifley before.
Identify? I
Yeah.
don't think he's done Identify.
I think he has when he came to give Chifley a piece of his mind before they went to the doctor in Diagnosis Moron, I think.
Okay.
But in either case, either I'm remembering correctly or I'm not. But so Lao will definitely get a vibe from Chif's back, like that, a kind of an aura of some sort of marking on Chif's back. And there is another kind of magic that sort of seems to be all over him and kind of like an aura almost across the table. But that would kind of be more like what you would associate with maybe a sorcerer or something, that kind of ambient magic that magic users have. But it's different to what you would expect Chifley would have, given as you know he's a cleric.
I was just gonna pull his hand away, and as he pulls his hand away, the black ring that was around Chifley's wrist does stay there, but it's not on Chifley's wrist. It's hovering and kind of slowly turning around, and it is as it's turning, it is kind of getting slightly bluer. As it does, like there's little slips of blue slipping in and out, and he's gonna lean back over at Cassie and say, well, something's different about this one. He jerks a thumb. I don't. He's just gonna sigh. He's like, I'm not an expert when it comes to mind and especially magical melodies. I am more so physical melodies, especially with real kind. But something about him magically is a little bit. And he lifts up a hand and just kind of wiggles it from side to side. Skew iffy. I don't know what exactly because I haven't exactly poked him about his magic, but shrugs one shoulder. There seems to be something odd about it.
Cassie's doing the fingers, like finger fiddling again. And has taken a step back, and is like, okay, so what do we do?
We don't do anything. And Lao holds up a hand. You, if you really want to, do something very important for me.
She'll hesitantly nod.
Holds out his hand. Hand me my drink.
Right. Oh, she'd forgotten she had that. I'd forgotten she'd had that.
I'm gonna roll Chifley another
Don't bite you.
perception, see whether or not the two of them talking around him is gonna wake him up. No.
But yeah, she hands it over.
That's what's that?
He's gonna. Go ahead,
that's
sorry,
a
Wes.
10. Oh, no, I was just rolling a perception for Chif to see whether or not these two talking around him was gonna wake him up. And I believe that is a 10. Yes, it is. Yeah. He sort of mumbles a little bit and rolls over again.
Okay. Lao is probably gonna very slowly, like, he's just gonna pop the top of the flask, like, it's like a water skiing kind of thing. He's gonna pop the top off of it, chug something quickly of that, shake his head and just, seems a little brighten up a little bit. Not in that he's less drunk, but more so that he is somehow more wired, but also still drunk. He keeps the lid off of it. He looks over and he sees his blanket and he just reaches over and just very slowly pulls that away, looks at the ice on it just to make sure it's not damaged, and he's just, I'll have to try this out later. It's not like it's the first time it's gotten picked up by something. He just folds that up, puts it on the chair, and he looks over at you, Cassie, and says, Cassie? I think is it Cassie or is it Casey or is it Cassandra? I don't.
It Cassie.
Cassie, right, it's Cassie. Cassie, go into the other room and get me the plant that has orange, and now I need to roll a history. Well, you laugh, but you know what? I know these plants even when he's on it. Get me the plant with the blue leaves, with orange spots, and no petals. Don't pick up any ones with the petals. They will do something very awful to you. But just blue leaves, blue petals, orange spots. Just get me that from the other room. And he just points at the other room. He looks over at Chifley
Alright.
and says, "Look." Just gonna say
I'm
before
gonna
you leave the
roll.
room.
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
He's just gonna say, "Oh, in circumstances like this, I would usually cast Create Water and just sploosh them awake, but considering this, gestures at the ice, I think if doing that, I would actually probably turn him into an ice block."
Aw, please throw water at him. That'd be funny.
No, I'm
I'm-
not turning Chifley into a fucking block of ice. Not even his Lao.
Oh dear. I rolled an investigation.
Did you get a nat 1?
No.
I mean, that's still not great.
No. I feel like you go in and there's a lot of ones with blue petals and orange spots, and some of them have things that might be leaves, but then some of them have thorns. Does he mean leaves like thorns as well? And it's just like, what's your criteria for this? What is this
Alright,
man's
I
criteria? I don't know.
I do need to roll again. Alright.
Go ahead.
Oh my god. Okay.
Mm,
The duality of the
She's-
soul.
what?
she's not she's not freaking out about the fact that she can't find the plant and something's happened to her
Mhm.
cousin. So yeah,
Not
just
at all.
deep breath and alright, and like god, what's she gonna do? Like maybe she's gonna try and bring all of the ones that she thinks fit the current
Oh my
scenario.
god. Please do. Please do.
How am I gonna have to roll something for that?
Give me a strength check.
Yep, I thought you
Carry
might
alone
say
stuff, man.
that.
Hey,
Oh,
sweetie. You drop a plant. You dropped some.
I don't think she even gets them off the floor.
Okay. Roll perception. Lao, do you hear this shit going on? Yeah, you hear that shit going on. That's 11. He just kind of looks over and it's just. Oh, for goodness sake. How about you come in here and make sure he doesn't accidentally turn himself into an ice cube and I get the plant? I don't. Oh, for goodness sake. He's just gonna. You're gonna thump on the table and you're gonna hear. Gonna have another dex save, disadvantage. Well, yeah, okay. Can you do worse? No.
That's
There's still
our
a
catchphrase for this is can you do
worse. You hear more screeching of wheelchairs and a guttural coursing of orcish and fuck's sake, you fucking chat, put me in the fucking chat, and he's just gonna try to hear more scraping of chairs going against the floor as he makes his way over, and it's just he appears in the doorway very haggard and kind of a little pissed off, and he's just, if you go back in there.
You get the deer in the headlights look from her as she's like trying to lift a pot or several off the ground.
He looks, he's just gonna sigh, he's just gonna put his face in his hands, just go, he's gonna click his fingers and point behind, go in there, keep an eye on him, and if he wakes up, give him some of the thing I drank, and it probably might help. And it's better than nothing, and he's just gonna go over, shoo you away, and look at the plants.
Yep. Yeah, she's going to go and just sit herself across the table from Chifley, not take her eyes off him.
Excellent. Now let's roll an investigation. Actually, no. Even drunk, Lao knows his house. I'm not going to make him roll for this. He's going to look around, find the plant he needs, do what he's got to do, and now I'm just going to roll. I will roll for this though. Okay. Let me just double check something. Is that? Oh, yes, you have a plus something. That's fine. What's up?
Sorry. I
Good.
actually think she's been sitting there and like while this is happening, like she's sort of been turning between like where Lauer's gone and Chifley, and I think she's going to try and shake him awake again.
Gosh.
Okay. Hey, can I get a perception from Lao?
Cool. Yeah. Okay, that's a 14. No, it's a 14. No. I can't roll a 0, Dice Caster. I can't physically do that, sweetheart. I know you'd like me to, but I can't.
Splendid. Okay. So several things are happening at once here. Cassie reaches down and gives Chifley a bit more of a firm shake than she did before, and he startles awake, and there's this loud kind of noise as Lao, from the other room, you can feel this powerful gust of frigid cold air come out of the kitchen door, and followed by a whoomp as a body hits the floor.
Oh, goody.
And looking over, you can see there's plants and stuff surrounding the kitchen door. They're all covered in that frost. For Cassie, you give Chif this shake, and his eyes snap open, and you get this small little yelp of surprise as he topples backwards. And then falls out of his chair and hits the ground. But then there's this almost like a shockwave of magic and ice which smacks into you and knocks you. You can roll a dex actually, see if you fall over or not.
Yeah, alright. Dex save?
Yeah, probably a dex save.
I don't think it matters because I think it's the same either way, but I will check it regardless. No, okay, well.
Okay, great. You probably stumble backwards a little bit in surprise at him yelling, him fall. Well, not he didn't really yell, but like he's falling over and then getting walloped in the chest with this kind of like a force almost, and then suddenly the entire kitchen is like a freezer that hasn't been defrosted in a while, and Chifley's just sort of lying on the floor, eyes wide open, dazed.
I think maybe what it was is perhaps like she got blown backwards, but righted herself in the air.
Because she a fairy.
But yeah, she's sort of like just hovering there, like eyes wide, and yeah.
Jeff's just gonna lie there on the floor for a bit, just sort of blinking.
Chif's having a good vibe right now.
Yeah. That I made also a con for Cassie. She's uh she's like, I think, yeah, she sort of dropped back down to the ground and is sort of like clutching at her chest a little bit, like where she took the brunt of the impact, and yeah, she's still like just a bit in shock, like what just happened.
Gosh. Lao is just gonna. I rolled a whiz save to see how badly he would react to seeing some of his plants frozen. He rolled that 20. You know what? This is not the worst thing that's happened to his plants. You know what? Yeah, he can deal with this. He's dealt with worse before. This is not the worst thing he's dealt with. So he just nods, and then he looks over at Cassie and he sees that she's clutching her chest, and then he looks over at Chifley who's on the floor and he's just kind of surprised. Then he kind of. By the way, you said the kitchen now looks like a freezer that hasn't been cleared out in a while.
Yeah.
I put that I put that water skiing on the table. Is that frozen to the table?
Yes.
Wonderful. I'm gonna roll another dex at disadvantage to try and get through this goddamn icy place. Well, that's that, and then yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's a 9. So Lao tries to make his way through, but his wheels kind of get like stuck. Because again, these wheels are not designed. Actually, no, never mind. Yeah, no, these wheels are not designed for this. They're not designed for this, and they just go and he gets stuck. Just close enough to the table, out of reach of the skein of whatever. And he looks over to Cassie and goes, "Cassie, you alright? Do you need any medical attention?"
I, I'm okay, I think.
Cassie, if you can move, come here. Now.
Okay. And she's coming over, and I should roll it again.
Should roll a medicine check. Okay. That's one of them. Hit the right thingy, jiggy. 17 on a medicine check.
I rolled another con at disadvantage this time.
Okay. Oh, good.
Yeah, so she's making her way over to you, and then she kind of sort of like sways a bit and drops to her hands and knees that just
Shit. Okay. Sal's immediately going to. Oh, fuck. He is gonna be like, oh, for fuck's sake, and he's just gonna look from side to side, reach down for his Everfrost dagger that he keeps in his pouch, and he's going to. I'm gonna roll a strength check for him to see. He's gonna hack at the ice in his wheelchairs to try and be able to get to you.
I think while Lao is doing that, Chif's just sort of sit up, and because he is now in the hungover stage because he's had a nap, but he's just gonna put a hand on his head and kind of wince, and then look up, and then blink. Because he's got Cassie on her hands and knees, and Lao has ice all over his wheels that he's trying to hack off with an ice dagger.
He's doing a pretty good job. This is 17.
Yeah. So not only is he got a massive headache right now, but he's also very confused.
Oh, God.
did I miss?
Lao doesn't look up from where he's hacking at his wheels, which are giving way slowly, bit by bit, and he's going, "Well, Chippy, you missed the fact that you froze my fucking kitchen," and he's just hacking at it. Apparently, something, I don't know if it was the alcohol or I don't know if it was what happened with the doctor, but something has given major magic weird, and now you've done this apparently, and he's just gesturing around. The last hack at his wheels, he's gonna fling one hand at the table and say, "There's something on the table that will maybe help you. Grab it and get it out the ice if you can. I'm going to see to Cassie," and he's gonna make his way over to Cassie. And so I did roll at 17 on a medicine check as he gets closer up.
Yeah. She's like, okay. Physically nothing seems to be wrong with her, but she's like sort of like got her eyes scrunched tight and is shivering and yeah, and like one hand is like clutched to her chest and she's just something not something's wrong.
So this is Lao entered, but he rolled a 19 on the con save, despite the fact that he is in fact no shirt, just a blanket on his lap, completely bare from the waist up. He's fine. He's dealing with it. He's got more important things to worry about. There might be like an icicle or two hanging from like one of the curls in the back of his head. He's otherwise fine. He looks down at her and he's just like, "Okay, on one hand I could give you a layer of blankets, and actually, you know what? Yeah, he's gonna do this. No, he isn't. No, he wouldn't. He's gonna have a think. He's just gonna. Right, okay. Right. Fuck, okay. I know exactly what to do. Chifley, you up yet?" And he's gonna try and roll strength to try and pull you up, Cassie.
Oh, okay.
Hmm?
Okay, okay.
He rolled a 14, which is not. Actually, does he have a modifier on that? Do you have a modifier on that, mate? I think you got a -1 on that. So that might actually be. Yeah, no, it's a 13, not a 14. It's a 13.
Give me a moment.
In the meantime, Chip
That's
has pulled
good.
himself to his feet, and he's just sort of creeping over because he's just. Wait, what?
Gosh, let me just see.
Cassie, and he's just kind of creeping a little bit closer. And everybody's welcome to do a perception if they would like.
I just did, and it's fucking 7. Lao's too focused on Cassie at the moment to pay attention to you. He's given you his instructions, and he expects you to follow them through because Chifley is sensible. Chifley is sensible. He will listen to me, and if I ask him to do something, he will do it. Surely.
I'm not going to make a that's not a perception check.
Okay.
Because you touched Cassie. What's your armor class?
Oh, fucking joy! He's not wearing his mithril armor, so it's a 10.
Okay, okay.
Cancel, give it to me straight. It's what's gonna happen to my son.
Take 7 lightning damage.
E. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, good news. He's not level 3 anymore, so this doesn't knock him half health.
Oh.
But shit. Yeah. He reaches out, he tries to touch you. Do you want to describe how the hell this goes out?
You reach and you touch her, and there is like an arc of electricity that breaks off of her and hits like hits into where you've touched her, and yeah.
Oh gosh. I want to say, as he reaches out and touches her, the electricity travels up his liner like his charcoal, and it makes his outline like turn into an electrical zap, if that makes sense. Like just
Oh,
and the
nice.
icicles that were hanging from his curls just ping 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 drop off. Um, Lao's just sitting in his chair, just like frozen for a second. And he looks down at his hand, which is still shaking a bit, and he's looking down at you, Cassie. Hey, what's Cassie looking like right now? Does she realize what she's
Um,
done? Or
yeah, that
good.
might have been a whiz save.
Fudge.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Uh, and oh god, okay. Did, uh, she did, and she didn't notice it. Like, she's aware that it happened, but she's not really like looking at Lao as much as she is uh curling deeper into a ball, and there's a no, can't
Oh
be happening,
gosh.
please.
Okay. I know what Lau's gonna do. I know what Lau's gonna do. He's gonna look at his hand, and then he's gonna look at Cassie, who is clearly not having a good time, and he's gonna clench his fists
And
again. Go ahead.
sorry, there's a
Go ahead.
gust of wind that is starting to swirl around her, by the way. And can Lao make a strength save?
Oh, fucking thank you. Oh, let me just check what your save is. Oh, yeah, that's what I thought, young man. That's what I thought. You gonna roll? You gonna roll, smelly man? Yeah, that's what I thought you'd roll, smelly man. That's what I thought you'd roll, you smelly man. Roll two. That's a two. Two.
You are pushed 5 feet away from her.
Fucking wonderful.
I'm going to say he bumps into Chifley because Chifley wasn't doing what he was told. He was coming up behind Lao.
Sake.
So now you just got this poof into Chif, and it's like, ooh, that's chilly against your back.
Fucking hell. This man has two out of control magic users in his house. And he's drunk. God damn it. He's just gonna fucking fuck me. Alright, okay, I've got shit. He's gonna say that I've got two out of control magic users in my house. One of them is drunk, one of them is me. No, I'm me. The other one is just it's just his outline is still like shaking with like little static bits from the after effects. And he's gonna turn around and glare at Chifley, and he's gonna click and point at the table and say, Chifley, do not make me say this again. Take the fucking drink while I deal with your cousin. Do you understand me? I'm gonna roll intimidation. That makes sense though, considering. Yeah, that's a fucking 5. That's a 5, not a 7.
Okay, I'm not going to roll a whiz save against that because I literally cannot roll lower than that.
Yeah, you can't not beat that.
Chip's just gonna be frowning at Lao. What happened? Are you hurt? Is she hurt?
No!
What?
Chifley, what I need you to do right now is look, I need you to sort yourself out and then we can sort her out because we need to sort this. And he gestures at the icy terrain that has now become his kitchen. We need to get this sorted, and then we can get her sorted. I will focus on her. You focus on you. Because you, and he swirls a finger around, did this. So what I need you to do, get yourself under control, preferably sober. Do not drink any water because, quite frankly, I think you're going to end up freezing it if you touch it. Get the flask on the table, dig it out, claw it out with your hands if you have to, or unfreeze it if you can. I don't know how. Get that flask, take a sip, and then sit the fuck down and do not move. Do you understand me?
I am going to roll a whiz save now, but for a different reason. And I'm going to do it at disadvantage because I'm not doing that as a nat 20, which is my 4th one for today. Okay, fine. Fine, Chifley. You're okay. That's a 9 frickin' teen. I wanted that to be low.
Beautiful.
Okay, like, Chif's visibly worried. And you can see the hesitation is not from a emotionally freezing up perspective, if I will use a awful turn of phrase for the current circumstance. But it's just like, you know what Chif's like. He's very much a but I could help people kind of guy. He's like, but I can help. So that's what's sort of making him hesitate. And I'm going to give this to Lao for free, as Chif does eventually nod and sort of move over to the table. Chif's hair has started to turn white.
Oh my god, Whis! Okay. Oh, damn it, okay. Lao's just gonna... He's gonna clock that, but he's not gonna focus on that right now. He can deal with whatever the fuck's up with Chifley later. Right now, it seems like Cassie's having a damn meltdown, and he needs to get... He needs to try and... So... He's gonna go back.
I
He's
would
gonna
say
try
the wind is picking up, so yeah.
What do you want me to roll against the wind? Actually, can I... If I do something, can I argue either, if you wanted it to impose a disadvantage, can I argue either nulling the disadvantage or giving myself advantage? Because Lao is... the wheels aren't going, like, the wheels on the icy floor just aren't fucking working. So he's gonna put his right hand over the side of his wheelchair, fist downwards, and then he's gonna slowly raise his fist up and spread his fingers out, and the spokes of his wheelchair are gonna rattle, and then fling out into multiple vines that thwap onto the floor, kind of like a spidery octopus kind of deal. And he's gonna cast... Basically, he's going to activate the spider climb that's in his wheelchair to give himself better grip.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say you would have advantage on strength save to get closer.
Beautiful. Also, because I imagine that the chairs and the table are frozen to the floor, so if he needs to reach out and save himself from these winds, he can do with these wonderful little friendly tendrils of his. So, let's do a save. Okay. Going with that then. Okay, that is a 13.
Yeah, that's not enough. You're not
Oh,
getting
damn it.
to her.
Oh, fuck me. I was also gonna say, whilst Lao's trying that, hey, Whis, did you want to try and roll like an investigation or a perception to see if Whisley, if Chifley can find Whisley, the ultimate life form. Anyway.
Okay, I'm gonna do it as a perception because that is infinitely better.
Yes.
Hey, that's in my 5th nat 20 for the day, and I'm keeping that one. Your
my
perception
God.
is 4. Huzzah! I like that.
Yes. It's in... You find it pretty easily. Probably because it's in the thickest layer and the clearest layer of ice you've ever seen. Like, shit, this thing is locked in deep to that. Because that was left near you. So that was one of the first things that got iced over when you startled awake. So, I don't know how you want to get that out. But yeah, you've got it. You just need to get it.
You know what he is going to do, which is actually going to. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me read this spell. Oh, that would work. Would that work? That could work.
Oh, what do you want to do?
I think he's going to try and cast Prestidigitation to get the ice off.
I mean, for the sake of convenience, yeah.
Like you can
Hang
clean an object no larger than 1 square foot. No, I mean I feel like this is probably less than 1.
Technically, the water skein is dirty with water. It's soaked through. I'm gonna say, for the sake of technicality, that fucking works. You're gonna cost it a lot.
Otherwise, does Thaumaturgy do anything? Nah. Thaumaturgy won't help. Okay, so I'm gonna say he does that, just enough to kind of get the ice away from it, then just sort of and then pull it up. And he's gonna give it a bit of a squish to see whether or not the contents are frozen.
The contents are intact, but as you squeeze it, you hit. Actually, no. Fun thing, you squeeze this, and the contents haven't frozen.
Cool.
There's still liquid in there.
He is going to pull off the cork and timidly take a swig.
Do you want to roll me a con save?
Sure. That is a 3. What's your con save? Nothing. That's a 3.
Ooh, buddy, you take a swig of this, and that's hot. That's hot. That's God, that's hot. It's hot. Initially, it's fine, but then you feel it tickling from your mouth down to your throat, and God, that burns. That really burns. God, that's really hot. That's really hot. Oh my God, that's so hot.
Good. So, that's fantastic. Lao gets to hear possibly the loudest that he's ever heard Chif's voice in a kind of and he drops it, and then there's another poof of ice wind against the back of Lao's head.
Fucking damn it. I'm just sitting here.
And I am going to actually... Where's my D4?
How much damage am I taking, guys?
It's not
How
you.
much damage are we taking?
It's not you.
Oh, no.
Okay, that was another 3. Yeah, Shift is, ow. And, his skin has started to change colour, but no one is paying attention to him just yet.
I'm glad we put the Angst rating on this at medium to high, guys.
I'm
just sitting here. I'm just sitting here between 2 of you.
Wind on one side, ice on the other.
It might get worse.
Oh,
God. I figured it has been a while since Cassie is still on the floor, so I rolled another win save.
Oh, I just realised he doesn't need to... Oh, bugger, I'm stupid. I just realised that something was... Yeah, go ahead.
So I thought I would do something. You're since this is technically your game. I thought it would be fun to roll the wild magic table.
Suits me.
Alright, you want to know what I got?
Listen,
yes.
This is what's in Candle Bully Jew. This is what this game is. I'm kind of digging it, but I'm also just like, okay.
What's 83?
Right. I can share it.
If it's ice, I'm gonna cackle.
Oh my god,
it's not
please.
ice.
Oh, that would have been fun.
Fire? Is it fire?
It's not fire either.
Okay, that's good. If it were ice and fire, I'd just die. Oh! Oh!
Nice! Okay, 1d10
Oh.
necrotic damage. Wonderful. Do you
Yeah.
want to do you want us to roll our own damage, or do you want to do it?
I'm just going
I'll
to check
roll
something
it.
very quickly. Just going to check something very quickly. Give me a moment.
Well, the good
Yeah.
news is
Okay, good.
Okay. Let me see. Sorry, I'm just trying to check something and see how it works. Okay. So, let me just mark that down. It's fine. Cool. That's fine. Okay. So, yeah, mark that down. Okay. So, how much that's okay. So, funny thing, with that particular damage type,
oh
so
dear.
Lao has resistance to that. So you
Oh
only
good.
get 3 hit points back. Lao seems like one of the curls at the back of his head twitches, and his eye kind of narrows a bit before shakes his head. You only get 3 HP back if you've lost any. And
I don't think
I'm
she has any
dumb.
lost HP at the moment.
No, she's just lost her fucking mind. But anyway, anyway, so I did a dumb, and I forgot that calm emotions was a 60-foot radius, and I thought it was a touch spell. So I have been a moron, and so has Lau. To be fair, he's drunk. He's only just thought of this. Realizes, wait, I don't have to. I don't have to fucking touch anyone. I could have just cut. Oh, for fuck's sake! And he just is. He's just gonna reach up one of his fingers, and he's just gonna snap his fingers and cast calm emotions on you, Cassie. Actually, how many can I cast this on? Because I think I can. How many? Oh, it's actually a group of people, so everyone in a 20-foot radius has to make a charisma save. Or you can choose to fail.
Oh, charisma save. Okay,
It's Cassie.
I do think she might be fighting this.
That's fine, go
Sorry.
ahead. Oh, you're good. Whis, did you want to roll a charisma save, or do you just want to fail it?
I'm gonna roll it, and then if I don't like it, I will choose to fail it because it's an FPS, and I said so.
Valid. That's
It's
fair.
a 2 anyway. Huzzah!
No, you're chill. You are now incredibly chill. You are calm. You are resistant to being charmed or frightened. She's just suppressed from being charmed and frightened. You just need to wait and see what. Oh, bugger! Bugger. So that's meets it, beats it. Oh, Peck. Yeah, no. Looks like she's about to. It looks like Cassie's just about to calm down, but nah, you got a 14, and that beats the DC. You literally matched the DC. So yeah, Cassie is not calming down. Fuck. Damn it. Lao's just. He's just. His eyes wide, and he's like, shit. Okay, that didn't. Shit, that didn't work. Fuck. And he is going to. Oh, he might try something else though. He doesn't know how well this is gonna work. But I will let you two do other things because I don't want to keep talking through this FPS. You guys do what you want because he's gonna have a bit of a think because he might have an idea.
Well, Chif is not currently in a state of panic anymore because he did not pass the DC on the calm emotions, but he is kind of hunched over a little bit because he's still in a bit of pain because our necrotic damage and ow my mouth, so he's kind of leaning one hand on the table and he's got the other hand covering his mouth, so he's still ow pain, even though that was only 5 points between those 2 bits of damage. And there's just some sort of noises as ice is forming over his legs.
Well, Whis, did you
Over
cut
his
out?
what? Yes. Then cut out. We just heard ice over his.
Oh, well, OBS will have all those cool noises I made. There's the sort of, you know, that ice cracking kind of noise.
Yes.
As ice is starting to build up on his legs, and
Oh boy.
yeah, so he's calm, but he's still in a little bit of pain, and his skin kind of looks ice colored-ish.
Oh boy. Okay. I just dropped my dice in my tea. That's a good start. That's a good omen. I think that's a good omen.
That was
Can I use
another
my
Whis save, by the
keyboard?
way.
Oh, Cassie,
I thought as
honey.
much. She's been getting consistent
She,
fives. Very
yeah,
consistent.
she is still panicking. It probably got a little bit worse when she felt the extra
Cold.
Oh
no,
dear.
well, the extra points of like hit points from the other two, because that means that she took them from the other people in the room.
Mm.
So she's not doing well. Yeah, she's still not doing well. There's still the no, please, no. This can't be happening. No.
I'm gonna roll
I have a question.
perception. Yes, ask your question while I roll my dice.
Okay. Does Cassie count as a fae? Like, do you use fae stats for her? Like, some of the features, like cannot be charmed, such and such.
I I sort of don't have hard and fast rules for her around that stuff, but I would say she would count as a fae for like things that target fae.
Okay, so if it's fae specific, then it does. But if it's not, okay. So Lao's gonna do something else then. Don't know if this is gonna fucking work, but he's gonna try it because he tried. So we can't use that. That's not gonna work. Sorry, give me a second. I'm trying to see what my options are here. Oh, okay. Interesting. Sorry, I'm looking at spells and I realized I should probably have gone through them a wee bit more. What he is gonna do, he's gonna try this. He's gonna look at Cassie and he's just gonna snap his fingers again and he's gonna cast command and he's gonna yell, "Stop!" That's a whiz save.
Okay, I can do that. By the way, I rolled another wild magic table.
Oh gosh.
Boy. So what was
It's
that,
alright.
9? What was that, 9?
Oh, that was a perception from Chifley. It was not good.
Yeah, no. Nice. 49. Fuck me. Oh, this is a fucking disaster for people listening. You want to read that out for people listening, Candle?
You can't speak for the next minute whenever you try pink bubbles float out of your mouth. I think this is on the caster though, so I'm pretty sure that's happening to Cassie right now.
Okay. Oh, sweetheart. Um,
But we're safe, right?
yes, we're safe, please. Check what the DC on that one is. Yep, okie
Oh,
dokie.
I don't know what that did because it landed in a crevice, so.
Fine, you can roll again.
Alright.
There are advantages
Roll.
and disadvantages to using your clicky clack math rocks. Ha!
There we go. That don't pass it. Now commands you to stop. How's Cassie gonna interpret that? How
I
Lao
do-
wants to interpret it, but
I do think she just kind of freezes, like sort of like the blank look coming across her, and the wind starts to die down.
Fucking goddamn. Oh god. Okay. God, Lao, are you gonna do something stupid? I'm not gonna lie. Lao's just. He's gonna take a breather and he's just gonna very slightly just take a breath and he's gonna look over at Chifley and say, Chifley, have you gotten to the flask yet? I don't know how long I can keep her from getting worse than this.
Lao would turn around and look at Chifley, and Chifley has dropped the flask and probably spilt some of it. And he's kind of just got a hand over his mouth, kind of like if you've put something super hot in your mouth and you've just sort of dropped it and you're fanning your tongue a little bit. And he's just got his tongue lolling out a little. And he just sort of...
Oh my god.
And his hair is almost completely white, and his skin is sort of that pale ice blue, and his eyes, which are normally black, they've turned white as well. And he just sort of looks up, and he looks like he's in a bit of pain, but he just sort of looks at and then looks back at Lao and then nods.
Lao's just gonna fucking freeze. Not literally, but he's gonna. It looks like I'm gonna roll a whiz save. He has to roll a whiz save. Because everything's going to shit.
Is he going to have a tantrum?
He's not going to have a tantrum because he rolled a 13. He is gonna run a hand over his head and just grip the back of the base of his head where the curls are, and he's just gonna tug at that very quickly, and one hand's gonna come down to the blanket and tug on that quickly, and he's just gonna, oh fucking K, that actually burnt you. I wasn't expecting it to burn you, but then again I didn't know what the fuck that was going to do. Oh shit, I thought that was just going to warm you up and then it would dissolve and then you'd be warm and then it would, fuck's sake, okay, this is more than just, I think this is just more than just that. Okay, fuck, and Cassie is frozen for now. Ah, shit, and he's just gonna, oh gosh, I can't use that. God fucking damn it, you can't cast Bane because that's charisma based. Oh, bless. Oh, actually, he can cast Bless. He's just gonna look around, he's just gonna pick his hands again, and I'm gonna roll a persuasion, because this works on him as well. So everyone gets a d4 to, let me just check, make sure this is correct. Where you at? An attack roll, saving roll, spell ends. So you can add a d4 to a saving throw if you need to or want to. I can't add this.
That might be useful.
Yeah.
Might be useful. Else just, so he's tried casting spells and one worked, one didn't, but the one that worked was temporary measure, so he's just gonna take a breath and he's just gonna look over at Cassie and he's just gonna, Cassie, I don't know what's happening, but I know that you need to calm down, otherwise it's going to get worse, and I know you don't want to hurt anyone, and I know that you're here because you want to help your cousin, so you need to calm down, and we can help you, and then we can help him, and then we can sort this all out, alright? And he's gonna roll persuasion. Well, it's not awful. It's a 16.
I rolled another with save.
Rock say. Speak to us.
Yeah.
It's a 12.
Okay.
So she's not great, but she's not as bad as she was. I'm assuming the command has worn off by this point.
Yes. The card is worn off by this point.
Chip's gonna...
So I think she's just taken a like big shuddering breath, and now she's just kind of knees up to chest and head on it. Yeah.
Chip's gonna take this. He's gonna come over and like he's still obviously in a little bit of pain from his tongue. He's got like the little tiny anime tears in the corner of his eyes, kind of thing, and has not seemed to notice the change in his color palette. But he's just gonna sort of walk up and stand beside Lao, and then look at Lao, and then look at Cassie, and then look at Lao, and he opts to not try to talk with a dud tongue, and just sort of makes it questioning noise.
God, how many spell slots does Lao have left? How many spell slots do you have left? You've used up a lot. So you've used... let me see what you've done. You've tried that, it didn't work. I think got 3 of those. You tried that. Okay, you've used all your 3rd level spell slots, I believe. No, hang on. Sorry, I'm bad at D&D, and I don't remember what spell slots he's used and what he hasn't. Give me a moment. So you have 3 of those. So you've used suggestion, and you've used calm emotions and
Bless and identify.
Bless and identify. Is that a 1st level or is that a 2nd level? That is a 1st level. So he has 1 3rd level spell left. Okay, cool.
Oh dear.
Sorry, I'm not great at D&D. I'm still learning. It's fun. Anyhow.
No, you're good. You're good.
Numbers are hard. That's why we write them down.
Numbers are hard. Okay, he's just gonna... I know what he's gonna do, actually. For the sake of shits and giggles. He's just gonna fucking lean back in his chair, look incredibly tired, and he's just gonna close his eyes, sigh, and just... Right. And he's gonna clap his hands together and rub them, and he's gonna cast Prayer of Healing as he gets himself into that prayer pose, just like oh boy, the boy pose. He's gonna do that and cast Prayer of Healing. So up to 6 creatures of your choice you can see within range, each regain hit points equal to 2d8 plus my spellcasting modifier. So 2d8 plus 6 is what I'm gonna roll.
Nice.
You get 15 hit points back.
I'm
giving that to Lao because he fucking needs it.
I'm gonna say that kills Chip's headache as well.
Cassie currently has +3 extra hit points, so I don't think she needs it.
Well, she's getting it. Tough shit. You're getting it now. He's concerned, and he is using his last spell slot for this, so be thankful, god damn it.
Chip does sort of sigh as the pain in his tongue fades off, and his skin starts to change back to its normal colour. It starts just sort of fading back.
Okay. I will say also, as he casts that prayer of healing, as he claps his hands, puffs of black came off of him, like little bits of powder, and they kind of just like circled around you very briefly. It's very fine, very hard to see, very brief. They circle around you briefly before like kind of resting in your skin and disappearing, almost fading out. But yeah, he's just going to clap his hands together, do the prayer hands pose, and then he's just going to say, right, okay, firstly, Chifley, how are you feeling?
I feel fine.
Okay, that's good. Help your cousin up. Help me get your cousin up to the living room, please. He's just... Before he does that, he's...
Step over all the ice bits.
Okay. Lao's just not looking, and he's going to look down at Cassie, and he's going to say, Cassie, we're going to... Do you think you can stand up by yourself, or do you need us to help you up?
I don't... I can stand.
Okay.
And I I should probably actually roll that, see actually how well she does get back to her feet.
Okay.
Would it be a dex or a con, you reckon?
After what she's experienced, I'd say con.
Okay.
To get back to your feet with a dex is, I would say that's only if it's like if she's not like prone, like properly knocked out.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, it's definitely, it's definitely not, pretty, but she does manage, she probably is, like,
Oh,
yeah.
that one scene from Bambi. One scene from Bambi.
I mean, there is ice on the floor,
This
so
one, you know the one.
yeah.
You know the
Just
one.
gonna
Yeah.
reach his hands out to help give her her support, and he is still. No, you go.
She's gonna pull back if he tries to do that.
Oh yeah, he'll offer them, and like he still has like when she looks at him, he's got big chunks of ice all over his body now, which he does not seem to have noticed in the slightest.
Oh, that's like she does pull back and just are you okay?
I will say Lao's gonna butt in and he's just gonna say, I don't think either of you are okay, which is why I'm asking you both to move into the living room so I can deal with this. And gestures again at his fucking kitchen, which is just half frozen over, and a lot of shit's been blown around. Like some of his plants have probably been ripped off of the floor where the ice has frozen it and chucked around because winds. And he's just, I want you both to go into living room whilst I make myself and Cassie some tea, and I'll figure out what the fuck to do with you in a second. And he just points at Chifley. I just want you both to go into the living room, and I'm just sort this out. And then we can all sit down and discuss what the fuck just happened. Yes? And he's looking at you. Roll performance. Let's see, buddy. How are you doing?
Yeah, you
How
might
are you doing?
need to because Cassie has half a mind of leaving right now.
You fucking dare, woman. Well, that's a dirty 20. Dirty 20, dude. What the fuck? Why are you rolling well on this? Dirty 20 performance. Yep. Is. I mean, you can tell he's annoyed, but you can also tell that he's trying very hard to, you know, he's getting on with it. He's trying to move past this, he's trying to get on with it and get shit done.
Yeah, I think that's probably enough that like Cassie had been like, no, maybe I should just go, but then there's like mouth bubbles. And then
Bubbles.
oh yeah, I couldn't ask Chifley if he was alright before, so there would have just been bubbles come out, and then more bubbles now, and then just.
I'm gonna roll Chifley an Arcana, I think. Not on himself, but on her. What's your Arcana? Not great.
There's so much happening all the time.
No, that's a 7. He's got no freaking clue.
There's so much happening all the time.
But he's still going to be, you know, holding out his hands in offer as they sort of move towards the lounge room.
Yeah, she's okay as long as he doesn't try and touch her at the moment.
Okay.
Because she's still remembering that what happened to Lao when yeah.
I will say before you go, Lao's going to say, Cassie, before you go, and he's just gonna hold out a very, very thick knit blanket towards you and say, just put this on, please. You were shivering earlier, and the state that Chifley's in, just don't turn into a fucking icicle. I really don't want to have an. I can't right now. He's just holding this out to you, so just take it and go sit down.
Yep. She'll mutely take it.
Good. Wrap it around you. It is very, very warm and thick. You are immediately very warm.
Yeah.
Chif doesn't know what to do. She won't touch him, and he's not going to make her. But she's like, okay, well, I guess we're going and sitting on the couch.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you are going into the living room, that's untouched, I presume. There is an armchair, facing away from you. There's a little coffee table in front of that armchair, and to the left of the armchair is, you can't tell if it's a sofa that's had like grass like topping or topiary put on it, or if it's literally just grown out of the fucking floor. That looks like a topiary bush of a sofa. And then on the far left is just a huge glass wall with a nighttime view of Toontown happening. Because you've been at this for a fucking while.
Yeah. I think Chif's gonna get over to the couch, the vine couch, and just sort of look at it and then just giggle a little.
Chifley.
Oh god.
I will also ask. Sorry, Candle.
Sorry, I think Cassie's just sort of like tucked herself into the corner of the one of the couches.
So there is an armchair, and then there's a couch, like a two-seater couch. I will ask, what side of the couch do you sit on, the left or the right?
Oh, okay. That would help if I rolled the D in there.
That you?
Left.
You sit on the left side of the couch. Cool.
Oh, good.
At least Chifley with the right side of the couch. Presume if Chifley sitting down.
He will sort of put his hand on, and then there'll be this very thin layer of frost go over it, and then jerk his hand back, and then just sort of awkwardly stand next to it.
God. Chifley, mate. You're all gonna hear like the clinking sounds of like teacups and stuff. Well, mugs. He doesn't have teacups. He has fucking clay mugs. Teacups are far too delicate for what he deals with. And you are also gonna hear him. You're gonna hear like the teapot whistling for a bit, and then like sound of like pouring mugs, and then you're gonna hear him go out of the kitchen, but not come to the living room. He's gonna go down the hallway, and you're gonna hear a door shut. And I'm just gonna roll this. Let's see.
Okay.
Alright, that's good. So you will also probably hear him shout out, Soul! Soul, if you're out there, get down here! I might need you to bring the snappadills to chew this out! Got ice! And you're just gonna hear a door slam again, and then you're gonna hear another door just slightly creak open. The sounds of wheel. Oh no, he's not on his wheels anymore. He's got his skitters. He's gonna just skitter out. Door closes. Skitter down the hallway into the kitchen. Grabs the mugs. Comes into the living room, and yeah, he's got 2 mugs of tea, and he has like a glass of something. It looks like orange. It looks orange. And he just kind of pops that on the counter. Pops that on the coffee table alongside the tea with front of you, Cassie, and he's just gonna quickly quirk a brow at you and say, "I don't know how you prefer your tea. It is just plain black tea. If you want anything else added to it, just let me know and I can go get it."
Chif will give his head a little bit of a shake. That's fine.
You don't get tea. This tea's for me. You're not drinking anything hot if I have anything to bloody say about it.
Well, the last thing you gave me felt like it was going to burn off my tongue.
Yes, I'm aware, which is why you're not getting tea, Chifley. Also, sit down, Chifley. And he just clicks his fingers and points at the chair.
Chifley is just going to very obediently just do that really quick anime sit. Just hands on his lap.
I will say if you sit on this. So I'm sorry, Candle. Just very quickly, I will say if you sit on the sofa, you sink down to lower than Cassie because that's Soul's side of the sofa, and they tend to make a little indent nest, and you just sink. Your knees are now probably in front of your face.
He's gonna flail a little bit.
Eyes.
Yeah, he's gonna flail a little bit, and there's a few little bits of frost that sort of creep over the surface of the couch as he has that tiny moment of, like, if you've sat down on the toilet when the seat's not down, there's like, falling.
Yes. Excellent.
Um,
Kind of yes.
okay, I'll be honest, I don't think Cassie likes tea, and if she did drink it, she would have like 5 spoonfuls of sugar in it.
Ooh.
But I don't think she's going to say anything, and she's just going to accept the mug in her hands right now.
Okay. Actually, Lao would roll an insight here, but fuck, he's had a day. So nope, take your tea. He's just gonna nod. And he's gonna say, right then, and he's just gonna. He's gonna do this. He can't. He just fucking can't sit in his wheelchair right now. He wants to be comfortable. So I'm gonna roll a little dex save for him, or just a dex check. He's still got his blessing up, so he can roll this. Oh, buddy. Ooh, but oh wait, you get a plus. Just roll default. Let's see how this goes. Yep. Okay. So that is an 11. Now parks his wheelchair next to the armchair, and he very shakily kind of gets up, and he almost loses his grip for a second before he grabs onto the armchair arm and just slowly swivels himself into the armchair and pops down. You can both roll perception if you'd like.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
12. No. You see that he struggles. I mean, with Chifley, you see he kind of struggles to get up a little bit. Like he doesn't walk very often. You've seen him get up before. And again, he did kind of struggle. I think he had his cane out then, so didn't struggle as much. But yeah, without his cane, he seems to be struggling just a little bit more. Cassie with a 16. You think you can kind of hear something as he moves, but you're not quite sure what. As he moves from his chair to his other chair and thwomps down with his tea in hand, just sinks into it, closes his eyes, takes a sip, just kind of holds his head a little bit, his eyes open, looks over towards you two, towards his left, and says, "So, which one of you fuckers wants to explain to me what just happened?"
I'm picturing this moment where the two of them just sort of immediately look at each other. It's just like, how do you explain what just happened? Can we even?
I would just look at each other and then look away and not make eye contact with Lao at all.
God.
Chifley's going to preoccupy himself by trying to pull some of the big pieces of ice off of his arm.
God.
Cassie is staring adamantly at her tea.
I was going to look between the two, and he's just... Let me give a brief summarization of what exactly happened. And he looks outside and squints at the window. He's like, today? Is it still today? Fuck me, this all happened in one day. And he's just looks at his feet. He's just squeezes and then leans back and says, "Okay, this happened in one day. So, summarize. This morning, Chifley and I made our way to a doctor who basically helped him with his head issues. Chifley, I don't know if you want to tell. Again, this is your medical history, so I don't know if you want to tell Cassie about it or not. It's up to you. I've already told her much, if anything at all."
Well, the doctor had to take, like, what was it, a parasite or something out of my brain. And he just looks really sheepish.
Lao's just gonna nod and say, "Yes, if you're all right sharing that sort of information. Well,
basically Chifley had somehow picked up a sort of parasite that was an earworm, but not an earworm, it was a strange earworm of some sort. So we essentially had to go inside of his head, and then I thought we were going to actually set fire to it, and then we set ice to it, and then we may have accidentally frozen Chifley's brain, and that may have accidentally caused all of this, and he gestures up and down. That's happening right now, and that, and he gestures over Zora's kitchen, which has happened then, and honestly, it's... Don't... One hand, we got rid of the earworm, which was causing him severe headaches, nausea, and apparently some other issues. On the other hand, he is now... He looks up and down. Whatever the fuck he is now.
He just sort of looks at his hands.
I think Cassie opens her mouth, checks for a moment to see no, there are no bubbles coming out anymore. And asks Chifley, "Are you alright?"
I feel fine. It's like my head feels fine. It's just this ice. And he starts sort of picking at it again. It doesn't even feel cold.
Whis, you still there?
Oh no, did it die?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to disconnect and then reconnect. I'll be right back.
Through the couch and then phase back through.
Is that any better? Okay. Is that better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Just occasionally you cut out for like a second or two.
Yeah, it's been doing that. The sensitivity's been a bit odd. Let me just turn the gain up on my mic, see if that helps. Okay. Yeah, so Chif's just sort of going, yes, I feel fine, my head's good, I just have ice all over me now and it's not even cold. And he's just sort of picking at it. Like, kind of like you would, you know, if you got, if you fell in mud and then it had dried and you were trying to peel it off, that kind of thing.
Oh boy, okay, I just rolled a wit save quickly. You rolled a 10? I'm gonna see Lao just kind of reach out and grab your wrist, Chifley, and just say, stop it. Honestly, don't know whether that is like picking at a scab, and I don't think you should do that. Just, and he just slowly lowers the hand down. You really need to fiddle with something. He's gonna reach for his hammer space. He's gonna reach for his hammer space, and he's gonna pull out like a weird wooden, like, it's a weird, like, how do I describe this? It's like a wooden ring that's got beads around it. And as he hands it over to you, it makes a clack, 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 clack noise. And he's like, if you really need to fiddle with something, just use this. And he holds it out to you. And if you take it, you can just kind of roll them around on the wooden ring and then clack them together if you need to. And he's just like,
oh, I can picture that very clearly, yeah.
Yeah.
Chifley is going to take it and he is going to move the beads around with his thumbs and then start to get really into it.
Stim.
Yeah,
anyway. Nell's just gonna nod and say, just occupy your hands with that. But, so you're not cold, that's, don't know whether that's concerning or not, quite frankly. Again, I'm more of a physical-based doctor rather than a magical or mental-based... Actually, I'm not even a fucking doctor, I'm a medic, what am I saying? I'm not a fucking doctor. There's a reason I didn't go to college to be a doctor. I went there to learn botany, and I didn't even get through a year before they kicked me out, so... He's just having a time. And then he just points at Cassie. He's like, and you, Cassie, I don't, could you explain to me what happened? Please? I don't, at first it was him with the ice exploding in my kitchen, and then I come back and you're having clearly some issues, and then you zap me with lightning, and then you blow me back with wind. I didn't know you could do that, by the way, to be fair. I have just met you. It might just be something you can do. You could be a storm witch. I don't know.
I would have wished you could have told me you were capable of these things before I invited you into my home, or before you came into the house. Just, oh, by the way, I may accidentally cause lightning and storms. Are you alright with that being inside of your house?
I'm going to
All right,
roll a deception.
I need to roll. I really need to roll something too. What did you get, and is it better or worse than?
That's a nat
You
one,
wanna
baby,
know?
yeah.
I also rolled a deception.
Oh, what did you get?
We both rolled nat ones.
Beautiful. I rolled an insight just in case while you were deceiving, and I rolled a wonderful, beautiful 18. So you both give me your secrets.
Who wants to go first, Whis?
Chifley has turned his whole self sort of away from Loud and put his hands over his mouth to try and hide his giggling. Because he always laughs at Loud's rants.
Fuck's sake.
Oh. Oh, okay. Because Cassie winces, and what comes out of her mouth automatically is I don't know. That's a fucking lie.
Lao is just gonna fucking glare at Chifley. He's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna glare at Chifley before he looks over at Cassie. His glare's gonna sharpen a little more, and he's gonna say, Cassie, I would appreciate it if you didn't lie to me in my house. But by the way, you almost, well, you didn't tear it apart. I'm not going to dramatize it, but you started up a miniature little whirlwind in my kitchen, whilst Chifley was freezing the damn thing out of pure surprise, and I would quite appreciate it if you were honest with me in my own home. I deserve to know what happened in my house.
Oh. I think she's sort of shrunk and just I'm sorry, I can go. And
Oh,
she's
you're not going anywhere until I've gotten answers. You're going to sit there and you're going to tell me what happened. Then we can do something to make sure it doesn't happen again. Do you understand me? Because you
yeah.
clearly weren't in control. I can see it. Chifley probably saw it. You did not have any control over what was happening there, Cassie, and I fucking frankly, that's you going out there by yourself right now, in the state that you were in the state that you are in right now, is not a good idea. I need you to tell me what is going on so I can do something, or at least work on something, to help you with this. Because the last thing I want you to do is go out there, have another panic, and perhaps even have this happen on a larger scale. I'm lucky that this was contained in my house, with my kitchen, and with my resilient plants who I've made sure are, well, they've experienced worse by my hands and by others. So, be honest with me, please.
Oh, okay. One moment. All right. She takes a deep breath in, and then I have too much magic. I killed my mum, and apparently the magic is now active, and I don't know if I'm gonna hurt anyone else or whether I should be around people or if I can do anything else anymore. And that was a whiz save, so she is crying again.
Beautiful. Excellent. Okay. Lao's gonna blink.
Dot.
He's just gonna sit. Because of how he is, you don't actually get the ... but he is gonna lean back and he's gonna tilt his head to the side and he's gonna squint his eyes. He's gonna glance over at Chifley
and he's gonna glance down at the glass of something on the table, the orange something. He's gonna glance back at Chifley. He's gonna say, "I think that whilst I have this chat, Chifley," and he looks back over at Cassie and says, so okay, I'm going to need to go through that again, perhaps with a bit more detail and slower, if you want." Hang on, and he's just gonna reach underneath his blanket. He's gonna pull out some thick parchment, and he's just gonna roll it out on his lap, and he's gonna hold one of his fingers to the piece of paper. And if you want, you guys can roll me a perception or an insight.
Okay.
Okay, because
I'm doing insight because that is his
If you
best
don't
roll.
think that Cassie would do it at the moment, you don't have to.
I am curious, so I'm going to roll a perception and not an insight because I
That's fine.
get advantage on insights.
Fair enough.
I mean,
But
still.
she's
Dirty 20.
dirty. Was that a perception or an insight, Whis?
That's an insight.
Boy. 14.
That's a
Okay,
perception.
with the perception first. So with a 14, you notice, firstly, Lao's missing a finger. One of his hands has got 4 fingers, and the other one has 3. Secondly, you notice he hasn't pulled out a pen or an ink quill or anything like that. He seems to be poised, and he's just pointing a finger at the parchment and looking up at you. And you did notice that this guy's outline isn't like ink or anything like that. It kind of looks kind of grainy. And you do remember you saw earlier that a black ring appeared around Chifley's wrist when he cast something. That came off his body. So
Yeah.
you can put maybe a few connections there together. Chifley, you got a dirty 20 on insight. You can see I was trying really fucking hard to hold shit together, like real fucking hard, but you can see that the curls in the back of his head have curled really tightly to the back of his head, like they're scrunched up in a tight curl, that they're almost a solid, like black filled in line instead of just a curl. And his eyes are narrowed. This guy's fucking stressed.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's fucking stressed. I mean, didn't that 20 to know he was stressed, but you see, he's not only stressed, but despite the fact that he's stressed, he does want to sort this shit out. Like, he's not trying, even though he's being acerbic, even though he's being very upfront and fucking mean, quite frankly, he's not doing it to be malicious. There is not maliciousness here. It is anger, but it's also resolve, and it is just the intense need to get shit done, rather than out of any anger towards you.
Chifley would apologize, but he knows Lao hates when he does that. So he's not going to say anything just at the moment, but he is going to comply with the instruction to drink the glass of cold tea.
Actually, you drink this. It's not tea.
Oh,
It's orange juice.
excellent.
It's freshly mashed orange juice because it's pulpy. It's pulpy. Basically, what Lao did, Lao has a thing with fruits that he likes to make some kind of like purees and sometimes juice. He'll take his Everfrost dagger, he'll hold it by the blade, and he'll use the handle as a pestle and mortar, and he will just bang fruits together into a juice in the bowl and then pour it out.
How
So
well do
you
you
have
like
delicious,
fresh pulp
incredibly
orange juice, Chif?
that's fucking fresh as shit.
Oh, he really likes this. You could just sort of see him go gulp, 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 gulp.
I'm gonna roll perception.
And he's gonna do that little sigh cloud that they do in anime
Yes.
after they've done something like that. You drain it and then just do the little.
Well, I mean, he rolled. This is what he rolled for perception. You can both see that he's glancing out of the corner of his eye as Chifley's drinking this, and there's a slight quirk to his beak. He is pleased. Yes. I can make good food. Suck it. Anyhow, I've been talking a lot. You guys, I was basically looking at Missy
It's not Missy. I'm so sorry, Cassie. My brain. It's the C's at the end.
That's fine.
Looking at Cassie and just poised to write. And doesn't raise an eyebrow. He doesn't have eyebrows, but he does just look at her, expectantly.
Funnily enough, the first thing that she's going to say is not about that because she's been observing like the little details, and so the first thing she asks is, "Does that hurt?"
Lao blinks, and you see one of the curls in the back of his head loosens and twitches, and it's just like his eyes narrow, clutches the head to the side, and he says, "Does what hurt?"
Your you outline does come off, right? Does it hurt?
Lao blinks and kind of looks away from you, and then down at his hand, and then out of the parchment down his hand, he lifts it up and he says, "Oh, right, yes, that happens on occasion. Don't worry about it too much. It's part of the design. It's fine. I'll refill it in later." Um, he just looks back at you and says, "But don't deflect onto me. I need to know what is going on with you, and quite frankly, the things about your mother, I'm just going to tell you now, I'm not a therapist. I cannot help you with that. Can help you, however, with the magical aspects, potentially, at least in terms of research, and see what I can do."
And you think she's sort of like shaking her head a bit at that, and don't know if you'll find much.
Well, not to said. Don't know if I'll find much either, but I won't know unless I try.
I'm gonna roll a history for Chifley. And I'm gonna use that D4 that I got from the other thing.
Absolutely, use that, bless.
So it's 10. Okay, so that's a total of 11 for that.
Beautiful.
I'm thinking that might be just enough for Chif to twig that might be what he snooped on when he visited Crystal.
Yeah, I think that's enough.
Yeah, she's gonna go, and then not say anything else.
Did Cassie catch that?
Roll a perception.
Everyone is just immediately sitting down and pointing fingers at each other like, sus everywhere.
13.
Yeah, I reckon it's enough. He wasn't trying to hide it necessarily. He didn't think to, but yeah.
She looks at you. Did you know?
Your sister had some paperwork, but I didn't really get much before she caught me snooping through her things. I'm surprised she didn't kick me out, to be honest.
Honestly, I'm surprised she didn't kick you out either.
I didn't know what it meant. Didn't make an awful lot of sense to me, but feels like that might have been this.
Probably. I don't know. I haven't seen her research.
You're both gonna hear a coming from a piece of paper as Lao is just absentmindedly writing down little notes. Don't worry about what he's writing.
Fair enough. Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I sort of like tosses the hand back and forth, like I don't know.
I'm just gonna nod. It's been a really strange day. But I know we can work it out. As long as it's not hurting you.
No, I can feel it, but it's it's under. I can feel it there, like under my skin, but it doesn't hurt.
I'm gonna roll in my medicine. See what that does. Nice. So 23. Chifley, have you dealt with people who have wild magic before? With a 23, he might have done. But, like, not often. I feel like wild magic is not hugely common. And he's just going to have a think about it for a minute. I think we've had people at the CCR who have had magic like this, but it should only go wild if you're actively trying to use your magic or very, very stressed.
So I can't do magic anymore?
I don't think it's that. I think it's just your magic might be a bit unpredictable until we can figure out a way to control it.
Okay.
Lao's just gonna very awkwardly just clear his throat. During this conversation. He looks incredibly awkward. I'm not gonna hide that. He's not gonna hide that. He doesn't have the spoons to hide that. He's gonna just kind of look between you two and just turn back towards Cassie and say, "So, stress then, and right. Well, I would say avoid stressful situations, but fucking frankly, it's Inkwell and also Toontown." And he gestures and he says, "The only way I can think of getting you a non-stressful situation is to potentially find somewhere that's a little more, what's the word? Less activity, as it were. A less active sort of town.
Isolated.
Not..." Forrest's brow and kind of gives you a quick look. Not isolated. I'm not trying to segregate you from people, mind you. That's not what I'm doing. And he points a finger at you. It is now kind of half worn down though, and he just says, "I'm not trying to segregate you from people. That's not the goal. The goal is not for you to have a safe place for you to go and go fucking nuts with your magic. What we're trying to do..." This is just fuck you, Whis. Chat. Shut up. Anyway. Bad, awful pun. Anyway. Bad pun. Back the Whis. Anyway, simply... No, fuck, god damn it! Lao points a finger at Cassie and says, the issue here isn't to try and separate you from people, it's to try and get you into a situation or into an area where there is a low stress environment for you. You can have people around you. It's just it's a measure to make sure, lessen the chances of wild magic happening, whilst we try and figure out what the fuck is going on and how to figure it out and how to sort it. Either whether as a way to channel it in a way that doesn't injure you and other people, or a way to... I don't want to negate it at all, considering toons are beings of magic, and that is... Considering with wild magic, there may not be a smart way to go about it. Very
Ooh,
awful way to go
Lao.
about it.
Would you like to roll an insight?
Yeah. It's not. You get... That's what I thought, you dumb bird. That's what I thought, you dummy.
Whis, you're also welcome to.
Yep. All right.
What Chifley is.
It's a 12. It's a whole 12. It's a whole 12.
I honestly think that those are both high enough that you catch the wince and like look away when Lao mentions tunes are made of magic.
Hmm.
Al's just gonna kind of cock his head, and one of the curls on the back of his head is gonna uncurl slightly again and go doop, doop, as he looks at her. I see. You seem... That idea seems to have twigged something with you. What is it?
It okay. I'm sorry. Oh dear.
Was that another whiz?
No, that would be a deception.
I'm rolling insight to contest that.
All of insight as well.
Yeah, she goes,
18.
it's nothing. Nothing important. Just yeah, continue.
My god, Lao, you stupid man. Anyway. Me too. Anyway, he's just gonna squint and nod. Not gonna push it. He's just say,
Right, well... Anyhow, the idea is not to separate you from people, it's to give you a low stress area where you can lessen the chances of your magic going wild or rogue until we can figure out how to handle it. Again, that's just... I'm not that kind... I'm a botanist. I'm not that kind of doctor, honestly, but that's just common sense. Anyone with a brain would be able to tell you, at least anyone that has more than 62 thoughts in their head at any one time can tell you that that would be probably your best bet in terms of how to manage this, at least as a stopgap until you can actually work on either a cure or a management strategy of some sort.
Rolling off of that 22 from before, she's nodding along. She seems to be taking this in. Her expression seems like she is concentrating on what you're saying. Yeah.
cool, okay then. And Lao's just gonna kind of nod at you and just say,
I don't know who else you've gone to that would have any notes on this that I could possibly refer to if... This isn't my business, but again, if you did want more people to help you with this, I don't mind doing it, considering gestures again over the kitchen, which you can now actually kind of hear some weird like noises coming from.
Really? Okay. She's oh, come on. She's not saying anything.
Okay.
Just it's it's okay.
I was just gonna narrow his eyes and gonna glance at Chifley and then glance at you. He's gonna lean forward in his chair a bit. It's gonna creak, and he's gonna rest one of his arms on the blanket, and just stare you dead in the eye, Cassie, and say, "It might be all right for me to not work on it, but it's not all right for you to not have anyone working on this. I understand if you don't want me to work on it because I'm a complete stranger, and perhaps you feel awkward for fucking wrecking my kitchen, but don't worry, Chifley also wrecked my kitchen, and I have also wrecked my kitchen before. Not the
Chifley
worst
just
thing, it's...
awkwardly rubbed the back of his head. I can
He's not paying any mind to Chifley at the moment.
help clean it up if you want.
You will clean it up when I know that you're not going to freeze it all again. You sit there and you drink your juice. He's saying all of this while still looking Cassie dead in the eye and just saying, I just want to know that this will be sorted out so that you are concerned about hurting other people. I understand that. Fine, you have responsibilities to make sure you don't hurt other people. Shrugs his shoulders. Yes, alright, I understand that. But for this wild magic of yours, the concern I have is not for other people. It is... And he looks like he's... I'm not gonna lie, you have roll insight. He looks like he's trying to swallow. He's trying to spit this out. It looks painful for him to say this, but he does just. I My concerns lay with the impact it will have on you as a person, because dealing with all of that by yourself without support can be incredibly difficult. And I will say, well, he looks like he's saying this through essentially gritted teeth, and it looks painful to say. It doesn't look dishonest. He's not lying.
Yeah,
He does
no.
want to help. It's just so goddamn pain. He's like pulling teeth.
Oh, I love it so much. I'm just trying to figure out how she would respond.
I mean, if you want, while you're figuring that out, I can round on Chifley.
Mhm.
I can point a finger at Chifley and have it be Chifley time. Chifley, do you want to get interrogated? Want to get interrogated, buddy? Hello?
Sorry.
Oh, have I cut out?
Whis?
Nope, I vagued out. Sorry, I missed that entirely. I was on
Vagued
another
out, I
planet.
pat you so much. We have been gone for it. We have been going for a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm looking at the time. It's been almost 3 hours. Did we want to take a break or like cut this
How-
short and do a two-parter? Like,
I
you
mean,
guys want to do this?
there is only one more thing that I want to do in this FPS, so I will leave that decision up to the two of you.
Okay, I'm fine to keep going, but I'm also fine if you guys need a little break to sort this out.
I'm going good at the moment, especially if we're getting close to wrapping it up.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to check in because again, it's been 3 hours and
Yeah.
Yeah.
FPSs you tend to go a little bit. So just wanted to check in with you both.
Yeah. Okay, so just catch me up on what I vagued out and missed. Because I was paying attention and you two were talking, and then I stopped paying attention, and then I was like, "Where's
You're valid.
Lao had to admit through gritted teeth that Cassie needed people to to support her at the moment.
Yes, I caught that. Cool.
Essentially, he was basically pulling teeth at like I am concerned for you, and it was just painful for him to say.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it.
I caught most of that. I thought there was something after that I'd missed. Okay.
Uh,
So Chifley is just
I
gonna
said I had
smile.
I had trouble figuring out how to respond to that, and now Lao is rounding on Chifley.
Oh, okay. Chif's just sitting there, man. He's thoughtful. He's quiet. He's sipping his juice. He actually looks quite well. Actually, the color has sort of come back to his skin and hair, and his eyes have turned black again. But he's still covered in frost and ice. Like, his clothes are all covered in it, and he's got those big chunks of ice all over him. But he's nod, sip, nod, sip, thoughtful. And then he'll just sort of notice Lao looking at him and then just sort of make that eye contact. Blink, blink.
Lao's gonna blink back. Just do a quick once over to Chifley and look him in the eye, and he's just gonna dead ass say, Chifley, you realise that you are in fact covered with ice.
Chifley's just gonna kind of lift his arms up and look at them, and then sort of, he's still got that stim toy in one hand, but he's gonna hold that under, like, against his palm with his thumb, and then use the other fingers to sort of pick at the ice. Yes, I do seem to still be cold, but not. I can't feel it, but I'm not numb.
I was just gonna nod, and he's just also gonna absentmindedly say, "Stop picking at the ice, Chifley," as he has a bigger think. Please continue.
And he's just sort of gonna move his feet a little bit and stretch a bit, and then just sort of start giving himself a bit of a look over and how much ice is on him. And he's just sort of like, he'll pull at a little bit of his clothes, and it'll just go crack, 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 as there's ice crystals that are breaking. He's like, why am I not cold? And he's gonna stand up, and then he to look at himself a little bit more, and he stands up, and there's just a few little crack, 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 and then psh, sort of noise as the ice breaks into tiny little snowflake bits. And his outfit looks different.
Oh gosh. Oh, this is. I remember.
You're going full Elsa.
He looks like this now.
Oh my.
Oh, nice. Ooh,
And he's just sort of
cool.
standing there a little bit stunned.
I can't believe you made him Jack Frost. I can't believe you made him an even more of a twink. It's really
Oh, it looks so good.
Twink.
I think you get a from Cassie. It suits you.
So he's gonna blush at that.
Lao's just gonna blink. Actually, I'm gonna have to roll something here for him. How are you feeling, buddy? Okay, cool. Yep, that's actually. Why are you rolling this now? Okay, fine. Yeah, he's just nods his head, kind of gives you a quick up and down. He says, "Well, I suppose you won't be needing a new coat then."
He just sort of, he grabs his new cape, and he's like pulling on it and looking through it. It's like, I think this is made of ice. And he's just sort of playing with it. He's just like equal parts confused and fascinated.
I'm gonna roll another Whis save because God, Lao is having a thought and he just wants to try something. Damn it! You're rolling high now. Okay, fine. You do not crunch the ice. Does not take the cape in his hand and crunch it. He does give it a considering look though, and slowly nods his head, and it's just. It does seem that. He's gonna lean back, and he's gonna cock his head and squeeze his eyes shut and have a think, and then snap his eyes open. Look at you, say, "Chifley, I don't have personal experience with these, but would you potentially say that was a redesign? Did you just, is that what happened there?"
Either that or a transformation sequence of some sort. And he's still just sort of picking at like, because he's got that light coloured shirt, but then it's got a sheer over the top of the same sort of thin stuff as his cape, and he's just sort of pulling at that, and then he's looking at like his new belt and stuff, and he's just like, huh?
I was just gonna fucking. His head is now tipped back until, like, the back of his head is just touching the back of the old chair he's in, and he's just staring at Chifley. He slowly looks over towards Cassie, and he just holds one hand out towards Chifley and says, I can't explain that. I don't know what that is. Chifley, I don't know what that is. You were ice cold for a while, and then suddenly you were ice, and now is this just how you change clothes? Actually, is this how you change clothes? Considering, I mean, toons are strange. Look, toons are strange, and I understand that some toons do things differently. Some toons somehow flip in the air and they're wearing different clothes, or some toons just pull a curtain, pull it back, and they're suddenly in a whole new outfit. But that, he points a finger, that is not something I've seen a toon do before.
It's certainly not the usual method. And he's just gonna he's gonna pull off one of his gloves, and it comes off like a normal glove, and his hand is normal skin color underneath. Huh. And he's just gonna stick the glove into his hammer space and pull the other one off. The other hand is fine. Stick that one in his hammer space. He's just sort of, well, that happened.
I was just gonna, like, go ahead.
No, he's just sort of standing there confused now.
I think Cassie gives a small smile and a thumbs up.
Lao's just gonna look at your free hand, and he's gonna look at his piece of parchment that he's got. He's gonna set that aside, and he's gonna hold out a hand towards Chifley and just, like, beckon it and just say, Chifley, give me your hand very quickly.
He will do so.
I'm gonna take Chifley's hand. What's Chifley's temperature right now?
Yeah, he feels cold, but not like rock solid cold. Like you've been in severe air conditioning, kind of cold.
Okay. Lao's just gonna kind of like pick up his hand and like turn it from side to side, see if there's. He doesn't know what goosebumps on toons are not the same as real kind, but instinctively he's just like checking for goosebumps because like he's used to looking at real kind, not toons, and they typically have goosebumps if they're this fucking cold or they're dead. So
yeah, no, he's got nothing like that. Like he's still like he is he's a Frankenali, so he is fairly realistic in quotes.
Yes.
So like he has little arm hairs and everything, so like he would have goosebumps if he was actually cold, but no, he seems fine. Like if the hairs on his arm isn't even standing up.
I was just gonna. The third curl on his head is just gonna unclench and twitch as he looks at this, and now his curls are all just loose. He's just kind of there's just a you don't have to roll insight or anything. There's just curiosity on his face. He is just very curious about this, but he did roll 24 on his vid save, so he's just gonna let go and pat you on the arm, and then just drop your arm and look around and say, "Oh, this has been a fucking day." He's gonna like pinch like the beginning of his beak where it meets his face. He's just gonna look at Chifley and then look at Cassie and say, I don't think I have enough alcohol for this, and quite frankly, considering what started this fucking mess, I don't think I particularly want to have any more of that. I'm going to stick to tea for now. And he's just gonna take his tea, he's gonna chug it down, slam it on the table, look at both of you and say, I suppose we should probably get you both home. Because, quite frankly, mean, and he does look outside, and it has gotten darker since night has fallen. He's gonna his head. Though, I mean, unless you two both very much need to get home, he kind of hesitates and just. I suppose you could stay if you wanted. I actually do have 3 have open rooms if you needed to stay somewhere else, but if you needed to get home, I'm going with you. I'm walking you both home if you're going, because quite fucking frankly, I don't want to wake up in the morning and hear screaming and winds whipping and an ice storm and a snowstorm going on.
I think Cassie's gonna pipe up. I did tell Missy that I was gonna bring you home.
I can always call and let her know. She'll be fine. Dorian's there with her, so it's not like she's alone. What do you want to do?
She shrugs.
Chifley sort of looks at her and then looks very pointedly at the kitchen door, and you can just sort of see him thinking, and then looks back at Lao and says, "It would be nice if we could stay, please."
Firstly, I will say there are no doors between the kitchen or the living room. They are just both open archways. The only doors are further down in the house. But
It's fair and same thing.
Lao, yeah. Lao's just gonna nod and be like, "All right, so I suppose you can either stay in the apartment or I can chuck you in one of the rooms across the hall or whatever you'd like." Shrugs and is just, I'm gonna roll. You roll insight if you want. I'm gonna roll this. Damn, why are you rolling high now? Why didn't you roll high earlier?
Are you kidding me?
Dang!
Come on, Cassie.
That was a
Cassie.
double 4.
Cassie, sweetie. Oh, did it not ignore the
No, it ignored it.
No.
Just do it twice.
I did roll twice. That
Oh,
I was trying to
physically.
like get it.
Okay.
I rolled it physically twice, and it was a double 4.
Bastard. Damn. Okay. Yeah, neither of you get anything from him. He is kind of just plucking a little bit of his blanket and looking around. He does seem to be like trying to figure out, where can I put you? Where can I accommodate you?
We might do the
and-
logistics off screen. What do you think?
Yeah.
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 But I guess you guys are gonna be staying over for the night.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Chifel
You're
call
gonna be
Dewp
staying
Dorian
over
and
at
let him
Lao's.
know. Chifel call Dorian and be like, "Okay,
Yep.
so we're gonna stay. I'm gonna stay here. You're good with Missy. It's fine, but I'm okay." Kind of thing.
Oh, does he tell Dorian what happened?
Nope. That is not a today problem.
I
It'll
did
be
not have,
at least a tomorrow problem.
I did not have a magical girl transformation. No.
Oh dear.
But I think, unless you guys have anything else you wanted to cover, I
No.
guess we can stop it there.
I'm good.
Nah, that's pretty good to me.
Oh gosh. Thank you both for coming on this 3-hour ride with me. I didn't actually expect it to go this long, but then shit just kept happening.
Yeah.
The dice
Yes,
said
true.
this ruled
Yes,
out. We just kept rolling real bad.
God.
And good when we shouldn't be rolling.
Yeah, I know, right?
Absolutely.
Oh dear.
Dice, God said, not today, you two. Not today, you three.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, thank you everyone for listening. This has been fun. We'll see you next
It's
time.
been great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.